Last week, the Shafts got back on track as Westlake opened district play with offensive and defensive dominance over a Bowie team that saw 38 points go up on a rain-soaked Chaparral Stadium scoreboard. This week, Westlake will look to continue to improve as they face off with a 1-4 Akins team that, despite their record, ended their 27-game losing streak with a win over Bastrop earlier this year. Armed with a ball control offense, the Eagles will try to play the biggest game of keep away the Chaparrals have ever seen. Live from Berger Stadium, it's Westlake and Akins, and it's coming up next.
This winter, prepare to be amazed as Elisa's Dance Academy and the Westlake Symphonic Orchestra come together to perform a variety of holiday favorites. For the 8th year, audiences will be astounded by concert-quality music and dramatic visual effects in a stunning production perfect for all ages. Join us December 6th, 7th, and 8th as the Westlake Technical Entertainment Crew and Lexus of Austin present the Nutcracker Spectacular.
And we welcome all of you to live coverage of Westlake and Akins Thursday night football here, and as part of our radio coverage and our television coverage of Westlake football here in 2012. Well, it's been an impressive short week of practice, and I know that when it comes down to it, John, this is a team that got an opportunity to play four quarters of football on Friday night a week ago. 38-7 the final score, 28 unanswered points coming out of the locker room. This is the way that Darren Allman wanted the district season to begin.
Exactly, and they played a great half of football in the second half last week. That's something that Coach Allman will want to continue because we did not see that type of football in the non-district schedule. So Westlake, they're going to continue to grow. This is still a young football team, a lot of talent on this football team, and they really showed that last week against Bowie. We want to see that here again tonight. Yes, indeed, and we go down to the midfield, and you can certainly see the captains there, Anthony Patino, along with some of the Akins Eagles captains as well. We see Rakeem Jackson right there in your shot on television. Of course, we welcome all of you to live coverage, not only on the YNN Cable Channel Sports 1509, YNN Sports Channel 1509, but also the live radio broadcast on KLGO, that's 1490 AM, and of course on the Shaft app and our website, westlakenation.com. So make sure you can dial us in. We are set to go for Thursday night football. It looks like Westlake has won the toss, and they will receive the football. The Westlake Chaparrals starting in their road white uniforms with the blue numerals trimmed in red, the red pants, the silver helmet with the red blocked W on the side, the navy blue jersey tops, a la the Notre Dame navy blue, I'll call them, as the gold numbers and the gold helmets and the gold pants, and the Akins logo with the eagle on the side with the A behind it. And the colors are being presented right now, and we will take a look at some of the starters for the Akins Eagles defense across the defensive line. You see J.R. Ramirez, the sophomore, Domingo Alvarez, and Alonzo Silva. The outside linebackers are Cedric Williams and Andy Armendariz. And a little bit different look here for the Akins Eagle defense. They're going to try to stop Westlake's run game, and they're putting 7 men in the box the entire time and dropping 3 guys back. The inside linebacker, Cruz Gondanez, Aaron Medina, and Jesus Ramirez. And in the defensive backfield, Nick Vega and R.C. Mandrano, the returning senior captain, and the safety, Vincent Ifanacho. We will see all of those players on defense, and we'll give you the Westlake offense here after this 1-minute timeout. This is Westlake football.
At the Vince Young Steakhouse, we take pride that we are 100% locally owned and operated. Every recipe and dish is prepared from scratch with seasonal and local ingredients, ensuring great taste and consistent quality. So whether you're wanting a fine dining experience for 2 or a private dining room for 20, the Vince Young Steakhouse is the perfect place for your next night out. Conveniently located in the heart of downtown at 3rd and San Jacinto. Call 45 Steak for reservations or visit us online at vinceyoungsteakhouse.com. Vince Young Steakhouse, different from the herd.
At age 40, attorney and Marine Corps reservist David Little was the picture of health until the left side of his body went completely numb.
We were on the phone while he was driving home when he suddenly stopped talking.
My dad had a stroke when he was driving me home.
I'm just really glad he ended up at St. David's, South Austin.
St. David's, South Austin saved my life.
Do you know what to do in an emergency? Visit stdavids.com to learn more.
Well, just a beautiful rendition, and it's not often at a high school game where you get a live performance of the national anthem. It took a little while longer, but a beautiful rendition from one of the Akins Eagles oboe players, and we are set to go. Normally you hear it sung. Sometimes it's a played tape or an MP3 or a CD. That time live on an oboe, just one person standing there, and that young female student from the Akins band. Just a heck of a job there, John.
Impressive instrument identification by you as well.
Thank you very much. What was a band nerd at one time, and I mean that with all love and respect, as my sister actually was drum major of the Anderson High School band, so I know these things. The Akins Eagles have taken the field. We actually have an opportunity to share with you the Westlake Chaparrals as they make their way onto the field here at Tony Berger Stadium live in Austin, Texas. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell, Abe Garcia and Matt Nader to join us shortly. But when it comes to the Chaparral offense, they won the toss. They're going to get it first, and here's how they line up along the offensive line. And again, some shakeups as well. The tackles, Judge Finley and Will Kopa, 6'6", 255, the junior getting the start for the second straight week. The guards, Silas Connolly getting his start as well, along with Taylor Works and Bobby Dwyer. The backs and receivers look more like this. The receivers first, Brandon Fox and Zach Dansby, along with Patrick Elliott and Harrison Lyons. We'll also see Brendan Cox, and making a triumphant return will be John Rhodes. We saw him briefly last week. He'll get an opportunity. The backfield lines up like this. Chris Cantor's the halfback, Ben Slaughter the tailback. The quarterback, of course, Jordan Sievert, and along with the kicker, Michael Barton. Jordan Sievert, 6'4", 218-pound junior, had a whale of a game last week. 10 of 17 for 238 yards, 2 touchdown passes. Of course, the interception. The junior has thrown 7 touchdown passes along with 5 interceptions at 6'4", 218. It's going to be go for the throat night for Jordan Sievert and his receivers. He's going to have an opportunity against the secondary if they can pick up the blitz along the offensive line. As we saw 7 guys in the box predominantly, we'll see 8. I know they want to establish the run, but the passing game is going to be there against the Eagle defense tonight, John.
Exactly, you're right. And this Eagle defense, last week against Del Valle, they lost that game 35-3. Del Valle only attempted 7 pass attempts the entire game, and Akins gave up over 300 yards rushing. So they're the pass. So that's going to be an opportunity here for Westlake. Work on the passing game, get some confidence going for Jordan Sievert.
We take a look at some of the impact players as well, and really when we investigate the Akins Eagle offense, we look for guys that really has made a difference. Of course, Henry Davis, the junior, with 56 carries, 380 yards, averaging just over 6.8 yards a carry, has rushed for 6 touchdowns in the first 6 ball games for this crew from Akins. The problem is he's not playing tonight. In the first quarter of their loss at Del Valle, he hurt his shoulder, so Davis will not be in his place. Will be Terrence Foster, very capable back. The senior is going to have the opportunity. He is our impact player tonight for the Akins Eagles, and one man that I know is going to make all the difference in the world when it comes to just a power run game for Akins. When you see the Eagles, you're going to see them start in a 2 to 3 back formation, maybe 1 tight end and a receiver just to keep Westlake honest. But the bottom line is if there is an equation to victory tonight, John, it is all about keeping the football away from Westlake as much as possible tonight. So my impact player or pick to click would be the nose guard. It's all about getting penetration off the line of scrimmage, and that's senior Jacob Mansour starting his 2nd game at nose guard tonight for the Chaparrals. We'll give you the Westlake defenders here in just a moment, but we are set to go here from Berger Stadium in Southwest Austin, the home of the Akins Eagles here on the athletic campus of the Austin Independent School District, and the right kick is away by Miguel Luna. This is going to be a kick that will go into the end zone, but off the hands of Ben Slaughter and out of the back of the end zone, so it will be a touchback, and Westlake will have the ball at their own 25-yard line. Now they'll move right to left on your television broadcast, but left to right as the radio experience is going on here in the booth live. We'll see it from left to right. So one of those unfortunate incidents where the television setup has to be on the other side of the field, but we are on the home side of the field. So in your mind's eye, if you're listening live on The Word, 1490 KLGO. Of course, The Word is Westlake. If you're listening online at westlakenation.com, and of course live on the Shap app, all 750 of you chiming in to listen to the first drive here as Jordan Sievert starts with just 1 back in the backfield. To his right is Slaughter. 2 wide receivers here to the near side right. Check that. It's Elliott Condos, the back. And Elliott will get the carry off the left side, bounces it outside the left hash mark out to the 31, to the 32-yard line, and he will be dropped at the 33. So Elliott Condos with a touchdown a week ago on a short yardage, and it's a nice gain there for the Westlake Chaparrals. Good 8-yard gain by Elliott Condos as that nose of the football right at the 33.
Yeah, that's just great evidence right there of the depth in this Westlake backfield. We saw 4 different guys last week carry the football and carry it well. And for Condos to come out, get the first carry it so well, it really speaks to the depth.
3 receivers on a play action in the formation. Man-to-man coverage, and Harrison Lyons is open, and crisscrossing are Patrick Elliott and Harrison Lyons. And it looked like it was intended for Elliott downfield, and it's just overthrown by Jordan Siebert, so it's incomplete. Going for it all there is both Lyons and Patrick Elliott kind of converging around the Akins 40-yard line, and the ball falls incomplete. 3rd down and 2 after the 8-yard gain on first down by Elliott Condos. First 3rd down opportunity here for the Westlake Chaparrals as the principals look back towards the sideline. 2 wide receivers here to the near side right. 2 backs in the modified pistol to the left of the formation here, and Jordan Sievert's going to hand it off. This time it's going to be Ben Slaughter. Slaughter cutting the defense straight up the gut. First down yardage of more, past the 45, out to the 48-yard line, and he falls forward to the 48-yard line as he crosses midfield and into Eagle territory. Just a simple carry straight up the gut on 3rd and 2, and a pickup of 19 yards and a first down.
Yeah, nice draw there to Ben Slaughter. He shows his speed. This Westlake, a couple of these backs, including Slaughter, and of course Keith Carter last week showed his speed, but really great backs here for Westlake.
2 wide receivers to the far side left. Harrison Lyons in motion. Now the inside handoff is going to go to Condos. Condos coming here to the right side, bounces it just outside the numbers, inside the 40, right around the 46-yard line is where he'll be brought down. Nose of the football is going to graze that 45-yard line, and it's just on the right hash. As the nose of that football just inside the 46. Gain of 2 yards by Condos. It'll be 2nd down and 8, 10.5 minutes to go. First possession of the ball game here. Westlake with 3 wide receivers to the far side left, 2 here to the near side right. Straight up quarterback keeper from Siebert, tripped up at the 45-yard line. And a nice job there by the Eagle defense, making the stop, or at least the shoestring grab, was Domingo Alvarez along with Cruz Gondanez. And Gondanez actually was able to trip up Siebert at the back end of the play, but he lost his footing courtesy of the trip up front by Alvarez.
And that's just a great play there by the linebacker, getting in there and read the draw by Jordan Siebert. He faked like he was going to pass, and it was a quarterback draw all the way, and really made a nice athletic play to get the tackle.
On 3rd and 5, Siebert over the middle, has a man, and it's Elliott. It's caught at the 36-yard line for a first down. About 2 yards beyond the sticks. That's all they needed. They got 7. They needed 5, and it's a first down for Westlake. So not necessarily the crispest initial drive for the Westlake Chaparrals, but 2 third down opportunities, and both times the Chaparrals convert to keep the drive alive.
Yeah, and you got to like seeing Patrick Elliott being willing to go over the middle and took a shot. He was in between 2 Akins defenders and made a nice grab for the first down.
2 wide receivers here to the near side right on play action. 2-step drop going one-on-one down the sideline. A man is open, and that pass is caught on the far side by your Chap of the Week, Brandon Box, and it's 1st and goal Westlake as he makes the grab inside the 5-yard line down to the 3. 1st and goal Westlake. You'll see Patrick Elliott come off the field, and it will be jogging in Sean Rawlings, the wild chap. Now actually looks like Jordan Sievert's going to stay in the ballgame. You got Lyons as a receiver here. Ben Slaughter is the tailback, and he is under center is Jordan Siebert with 2 backs behind him, but a flag comes down here early inside the 5, and it's actually not going to be a flag. It's going to be a timeout as Westlake wants to talk about 1st and goal from the 3-yard line.
Yeah, interesting formation that Westlake came out in. They had 2 fullbacks or H-backs lined up about a yard behind the guards, and then Ben Slaughter was, 9 or 10 yards behind Jordan Siebert. Siebert was under center, but Westlake does take the timeout here. A nice drive here to open this ball game, to get some confidence going. We saw last week against Bowie, really the big play was the key for this Westlake offense, and it's really what doomed Bowie on the defensive side of the ball. And we see already on that play to Brandon Box, the long pass play, he averaged 28 yards per reception last game against Bowie. Patrick Elliott averaged 29 yards of reception, so it really was the big play that doomed the Bowie Bulldogs and gave this Westlake offense a spark in that second half.
So out of the timeout, the Chaparrals will have 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Just a brilliant pass from Jordan Siebert, and he just wanted one-on-one coverage. He got it with Brandon Box, and Box there for the deep ball again, like John was telling you about. And I apologize, a little bit of technical difficulty up here. We are hanging on by a thread. Now the wishbone set of the backfield with 3 in the backfield behind Jordan Siebert. The handoff into the end zone goes Ben Slaughter. Touchdown Westlake. And just a straight give up the middle on 1st and goal, and just right up the gut of this Akins defense goes Ben Slaughter for his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. Touchdown, Ben Slaughter. Touchdown, Westlake.
And that was that formation I was talking about before the timeout. That's something I don't think we've seen this year. Ben Slaughter lining up maybe 8, 9, 10 yards behind Jordan Sievert, getting that running start as he takes the handoff from Sievert and takes it in the end zone.
So with that, the snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good with 9:17 to play here in the opening quarter. Westlake on top, 7-0 over Akins. Live from Burger Stadium, this is Westlake football.
For 102 years, the Coverts have set the standard for car dealers in Central Texas. Hi, I'm Jenny Covert, and your parents, grandparents, and even some of your great-grandparents have shopped with my family. Our service, our inventory, and of course, our low Covert price are the reasons over 1 million customers come back again and again. We want to be your car dealer. Let us prove it. Covert Auto Group, Austin, Bastrop, and Hutto.
On game days, you see me running out here with close to 100 other people. It's a team effort. It takes all of us to make UT football a success. It's a lot like you and your finances. You need to surround yourself with the best people in the business. That's where University Federal Credit Union comes in. The UFCU team works hard to make sure your financial game plan is always in shape. University of Texas Athletics and University Federal. So close, we share the same name.
We welcome you back to live coverage of Westlake football. The Salon at the Domain scoring drive, 8 plays, 75 yards, took 2 minutes and 43 seconds off this first quarter clock. Point after touchdown good, but it's an 8-yard touchdown run by Ben Slaughter. Again, we actually had a flag called on that play for delay of game, and it looked like Westlake was trying to take the timeout. They backed it up to the 8-yard line, and it's an 8-yard run by Ben Slaughter. We apologize again, having some technical difficulty here on the kickoff. It is muffed, unfortunately, by the receiver, and the ball will roll back inside the 5-yard line. So it's not only getting bad for Akins after giving up that 8-play, 75-yard drive. John, now they have to start deep in their own end zone with a mistake on the ensuing kickoff. Their first offensive possession is actually going to start just inside the 2, and it looked like Westlake has actually recovered the football inside the 5-yard line. So again, surprise, surprise, they're going to go right at it. So it's not only from bad to worse, it is just awful right now. The pitch to the near side, and that is Ben Slaughter. Slaughter trying to get to the outside edge and turn it back upfield. So let me recap here. We're trying to deal with a number of technical issues just to put this broadcast on for you right now. And now we have the ability to tell you what happened. On the ensuing kickoff, the receiver actually muffed the kickoff. The ball is actually touched. Westlake was able to recover inside the 5-yard line, and now they're staring at 2nd and goal. So this is their second round of offense here as they were able to take possession of the football. And now, John, they're on a pace to get 14 points very, very quickly here. And they'll line up once again in the power I formation with not one but 2 tight ends here to the near side, with Russell Pape trying to block to the near side and now trying to roll that direction. Looks like Jordan Sievert falls as he slips out from under center, and that'll set up 3rd down. So a loss of 3 on the play, and will be 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line.
I'm not sure, but it looked like maybe Bobby Dwyer may have stepped back and stepped on Jordan Sievert's foot, which caused him to fall. But good stand so far here for the Akins defense. A big-time stand with Nick Vega making the big stop on 1st down on Ben Slaughter, and then right there, a mistake by the Westlake offense. So a 3rd down at the 5.
And now Westlake looks like they're going to talk about it again. And that will be their 2nd timeout. They just want to make sure that everything is as it should be. And we are 7 minutes and 46 seconds away from the end of the first quarter. Westlake already with the lead as we recap it. It's an 8-play, 75-yard drive, capped by an 8-yard touchdown run by Ben Slaughter. Slaughter gets in for 6. Michael Barton checks in with the point after touchdown. And on the ensuing kickoff, Michael Barton kicking it to the far side of the field. It rolled inside the 20-yard line. One of the upbacks for the Akins Eagles touched the football, made it live. Westlake special teams able to recover inside the 5-yard line at the 2. And Westlake goes to the wide side of the field, and on a pitch to Ben Slaughter, Nick Vega, as John mentioned, made the tackle. And now on second down, it looked like just some feet got caught up for Jordan Sievert under center, and he fell down for about a 3-yard loss. So that's where we stand with Westlake and their offense staying on the field, and they're in striking distance here on third down and goal from the 5-yard line. They took a quick timeout to talk about the play, and now jogging out is the offense out of the far side of the field in front of their own bench. And again, it's the far side of the field from our perspective. The near side if you're watching on the YNN Sports cable channel 1509 replay. On third and goal from the 5, under center is Jordan Sievert. He will fake the dive inside and fire to the end zone, and that pass is caught. Zach Dansby makes the grab as the tight end. He was left all alone in the back of the end zone, and Dansby comes down with his second catch of the season, and he has as many touchdown catches as he does receptions. That's the second for the junior tight end, and Westlake has scored again very, very quickly off the recovered kickoff that was mishandled by the Akins Eagles. Touchdown Westlake.
Zach Dansby is a guy 6'4", 200. As Michael Barton has the PAT, a guy that Westlake really can look for in the red zone.
He can indeed. We're going to go ahead and keep it here. 14 unanswered points here, and we have yet to see the Eagle offense, and for that matter, we have yet to see the Westlake defense. So we will go ahead and give you those gentlemen now. As we take a look at the Chaparral defense, it's that 3-4 look, and getting the start tonight after an injury plagued his game last week. It's Anthony Patino and Luke Womack getting the start at defensive end, along with Jacob Mansour up front as the nose tackle. The outside linebackers are Karsten Hood and Noah Thompson. Inside, the sophomores, Brecken Hager and Hudson Hall. The corners are Bennett Huddleston and Carson Spencer. And, of course, the safeties, John Dodd and Jack Meredith. But we're going to see everybody tonight, folks. About 15 guys can rotate in. We've seen Mason Pitts get the opportunity. We've seen a lot of Dalton Brown and Brandon Irick. Luke Womack will play some linebacker, and unfortunately, you were not able to hear the pregame comments of one Darren Allman, but he really likes this mix of players. And we give you the Salon at the Domain scoring drive. 3 plays, 5 yards, a 3-yard touchdown reception for Zach Dansby. For Dansby, his second touchdown reception of the season, and he was wide open. You got to like when Westlake uses that tight end up front, and we did not see Sean Rawlings in the Wildcat formation. It was good to see Jordan Sievert and how he reacts under center inside the 5-yard line from striking distance. A very good opportunity to sell the run and head to the tight end in the back of the end zone, John. Yeah, that's exactly right, and this has to be a frustrating start for Akins head coach Humberto Garza to not be able to cover a kickoff on the last kickoff by Westlake and give up 7 points. And Westlake is good enough. There's talent on this Westlake football team. They don't need the help that Akins gave them on that last kickoff return. And just a pop-up, and once again, it's touched by one of the Akins, one of the upbacks again touches it, and once again it looks like it belongs to Westlake. At the bottom of the pile, we will see Luke Womack down there pointing to that direction and to that effect, and that is the case. Coming out of the pile, what a great job there, and it looked like it was Canyon Mansky that came up with the football at the bottom of the pile. Let's go down to the sidelines and Abe Garcia. Abe?
Well, Joe, Coach Allman's got to be really happy right now. His defense has yet to come on the field. 2 special teams recoveries on fumbles, 2 touchdowns by the offense. When's the defense going to play?
Exactly. Well, they'll get their opportunities here in a moment as we welcome Abe Garcia to the broadcast. Lots of traffic in the Austin area this afternoon and into the evening hours. So everybody back on par, just trying to catch up. It's a short week, a game on a Thursday night. 7.5 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. Westlake with an opening drive score on the initial reception, and now we're going to see Sean Rawlings. Sean Rawlings there with 3 backs in the backfield. Little zone read, and Rawlings has a nice seam up the middle. Inside the 15, to the 10, galloping his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Sean Rawlings. Not that hard, kids. 1 play, 28 yards, and Rawlings takes it to the house. Touchdown, Westlake.
Just a nice play right there to bring Rawlings in on the first play of the drive, and a little zone read. He saw the opening. The linebacker there took the running back to the outside. There's an opening up the middle. Sean Rawlings has the speed to take advantage of an opening like that, and he took it in for the touchdown as Westlake goes up 20-0 as Michael Barton will kick the PAT right here.
And the snap is down out of the hold of the young man that just ran for that touchdown, Sean Rawlings. 7:24 to play in the opening quarter. It is Westlake 21, Akins nothing. This is Westlake football.
For 102 years, the Coverts have set the standard for car dealers in Central Texas. Hi, I'm Jenny Covert, and your parents, grandparents, and even some of your great-grandparents have shopped with my family. Our service, our inventory, and of course, our low Covert price are the reasons over 1 million customers come back again and again. We want to be your car dealer. Let us prove it. Covert Auto Group, Austin, Bastrop, and Hutto.
On game days, you see me running out here with close to 100 other people. It's a team effort. It takes all of us to make UT football a success. It's a lot like you and your finances. You need to surround yourself with the best people in the business. That's where University Federal Credit Union comes in. The UFCU team works hard to make sure your financial game plan is always in shape. University of Texas Athletics and University Federal. So close, we share the same name.
Well, will we see the offense for the Akins Eagles? Back-to-back ensuing kickoffs off of scores for Michael Barton. Both mishandled and recovered by Westlake. And now making the grab is the senior, Rakeem Jackson. And he'll make the short kickoff grab at the 28-yard line, make that the 29-yard line. So finally, we will get an opportunity to see the Eagle offense. They line up along the offensive line. The tackles are David Garza and Aaron Hampton. The guards are Donovan Martinez and Ben Salazar. The center is Fred Blackman. The split end is Joseph Featherstone. The tight end is Rakeem Jackson, but it's all about the run in the backfield. The quarterback, Jared Lloyd, 22 of 56 for 243 yards. He does have a touchdown pass, but 4 interceptions, and he starts in the shotgun with 2 wide receivers to the far side right, 1 here to the near side left. On his own read, now trying to reverse his field, spins out of 1 tackle, now reverses his field back towards the 20-yard line, and that pass is low and incomplete. And it's been signaled. Well, it hasn't been signaled, but it looks like it is going to be incomplete. So 2nd down and 10 here. A lot of running from Jared Lloyd in the backfield. His fullback, Ronald Tate, and the tailback, Terrence Foster, who is one of our impact players. We'll also see in the backfield a good fair amount of Ronald Tate, as they do like to run the fullback right up the gut between the guards and tackles. And I can see there, John, that they're trying to mix in some spread offense just to give the illusion that a possible pass play is coming. But on 2nd down and 10, they go to the power I, a receiver each way here on the near side of the hash mark, and the toss will go to the right side. Now trying to spin out of it for is Cedric Williams. Williams bounces it to the outside. Sizable gain out to about the 34-yard line. So it's a pickup of 5 yards on the play, and it sets up 3rd down and 5 here for the Akins Eagle offense, moving right to left on the radio and Shap app and internet broadcast, and of course moving the opposite direction on the television broadcast on YNN Sports Cable Channel 1509. You can watch it live at HD on tape, if you will, Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Join the rebroadcast of this game. 21-0 your score. We mentioned the opening drive goes for 6, courtesy of Ben Slaughter. 2 back-to-back ensuing kickoffs led to scores for Westlake, so it's 21 unanswered points here for the Chaparrals, as this is our first look at the Akins offense. On 3rd down and 5 from the 34-yard line, they try to swing it out here to the near side to Rakeem Jackson. The 6'2" tight end goes up for it, but it's incomplete. Bennett Huddleston there with the coverage, but that pass well overthrown, and it's 3 and out for the Akins Eagles, and we'll get a good look at Miguel Luna, and Luna will have an opportunity to punt it away. Jared Lloyd does most of the punting here early on in the season, averaging just over 35.5 yards per punt. But Luna, with 3rd down and 5, will have an opportunity to kick this from right around his own 21-yard line, and Tate Shaw back deep to receive.
And Westlake safety John Dodd is off to the sideline right now. It looks like he might be getting his shoulder worked on that 2nd down play. Took a huge shot on a crackback block from a wide receiver.
Here's Luna with the punt, gets it away, and it's a good one. A high spiraling that'll drive Tate Shaw back to the 20. He watches it bounce out of his hands, then picks it up, angles to the far side of the field in front of the Westlake bench, and gets to about the 26-yard line, and they're going to call him out of bounds at the 29 is where his last foot went out of bounds. So it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Westlake Chaparrals. Salon at the Domain, it's all about relationships. They know that your hair is your calling card, and their promise is very simple. You'll never have a bad hair day. Salon at the Domain is Westlake owned and operated, and they specialize in precision cuts, single and double process color, highlights and lowlights. At the Salon at the Domain, it's not just about the hair, it's about confidence. Search Facebook for Salon at the Domain and like them now. The Salon at the Domain, located next to Dillard's in the Domain Shopping Center, next to Maggiano's. And it's been an all Salon at the Domain scoring drive here. And now Jordan Sievert get an opportunity with a back on either side. 2 wide receivers here to the near side right, 1 to the far side left. And that pass is going to Brandon Box to the left side. And Brandon Box comes down with the reception again. His 2nd big one into Akins territory, down to the 44-yard line. A huge pickup there for Brandon Box as he picks up another 26 yards with that reception.
Yeah, single coverage on the outside on Brandon Box. He's a guy that can definitely beat that consistently. And Jordan Sievert, when he has that amount of time to be able to make that throw, he's going to do it. And he did right there. Great throw and catch to Brandon Box.
Up 21-0. Sievert just firing a dart over the middle, and picking it up is Harrison Lyons with the catch inside the 35-yard line. And Jordan Sievert straight over. In fact, it's actually not Harrison Lyons, it's Josh Latham. Latham makes the grab. Apologies there as Latham picks up nice yardage down to the 27-yard line. That's a pickup of 18 yards and a first down for Josh Latham.
Yeah, and a crossing route there by Latham and a great hands catch. That ball was a little outside of Latham as he's running across the field at full speed, and really made a nice catch over the middle of his hands as the Akins Eagles jump off sides here.
Well, a little movement up front, and they're trying to make their case, but it looks like one of the offensive linemen moved, and that is the case. So it will be the first penalty of the night, as I should say the second penalty of the night. Forgot about the delay of game down inside the goal line, but it will be the second penalty of the night, and it'll back up Westlake 5 yards. So it'll be first down, and the ball will move back to the 32-yard line. Nose of the football actually just grazing that 32 in the middle of the field, as Westlake will line up. Back on either side, it's Chavez to the right of Jordan Sievert with Keith Carter. Now back to pass on a two-step drop is Sievert. Firing over the middle. That pass is in and out of the hands of John Rhodes. Rhodes had a hand on it, his right hand to be exact, but the throw was just a little high, but that one had some hair on it as Jordan Sievert let that one go, John.
Yeah, and he saw the single coverage on the outside, and the safety was cheating to the inside, so he knew that John Rhodes would be open when he made his break on the post route around the 10-yard line, and he fired the pass, but like you said, a little high and outside. But still, though, a nice read there by Jordan Sievert to see that John Rhodes was going to be open as he was, just didn't make as great of a throw as he would have liked.
So on second down and 15 here with two wide receivers to the Akins side of the field. That's to the near side from our perspective. And it'll be a zone read handoff to Keith Carter. Carter inside the 10, steps it up to the 5, and he is wrestled down before the goal line just before the end zone. Man, Keith Carter, one of a vintage 2011 run right there when he came in for Bryce Dolezal, and that time it looks like it's a healthy Keith Carter. He picks up 29 yards and a first down, and the Westlake offense getting yardage in chunks in this drive.
Yeah, Keith Carter only came into this game with 58 rushing yards, but really shows a burst on this play. Just really shows the depth of this offensive backfield for Westlake, and tremendous speed and burst by Keith Carter.
You get a power look in the backfield here as three tailbacks in the formation here, and the handoff is going to be fake. Now Jordan looking, has a man, and the pass is caught at the 1-yard line, diving across the end zone. It's Chris Canner, and Canner had a touchdown reception last week against the Bowie Bulldogs. This week against the Akins Eagles, he is in for 6 yet again. Touchdown Canner, touchdown Westlake.
Canner's just a great target for that pass, that out in the flat pass right at the goal line. You know that he's going to be able to turn up field if he catches it just shy of the goal line and get in. He's not a guy that's going to take a hit and go backwards at 218 pounds. So a great play call as the flag comes in on the extra point.
So we'll see what that's about. It's going to be a false start on Westlake, so that'll back things up a little bit. So a little bit further and a bit of a test for Michael Barden, but we are well within Barden reach.
Try for point and point after.
As this will be marked off, and the extra point will mark yet another barrage, and we start thinking about 28 unanswered points in the second half. Now 28, or I should say 27, with a 28-point pending, as Sean Rawlings will line up right around the 15-yard line. So this will be a 25-yard extra point, and the snap is muffed. Now floating it over the middle, and is Sean Rawlings, and it's intended here on the near side for the Westlake Chaparrals, as Grayson Cook actually getting an opportunity to try to make the grab, and he does not do it. So the point after touchdown not converted with 5:12 to play here in the first quarter. It is Westlake 27 and Akins nothing. We'll go ahead and keep it here. It's a 5-play, 71-yard drive, a 3-yard touchdown reception for Chris Canner as he gets in for the second time this season. Had a touchdown pass go his way last week, and that was the tone setter of the second half. That was the drive capper on the initial drive out of the locker room in the third quarter, John, that really got things off to a good start. Let's go down to the sidelines and Abe Garcia. Abe.
Hey, Joe, I have to say, like the Oregon, just like the Oregon Duck, the Westlake Cheers are going to have really tired after this game, doing flips, 7 minutes into this game. It doesn't look like Westlake is going to stop. Jordan Sievert looked really sharp on that drive.
Yeah, one thing is for sure, it looks like Jordan Sievert, and I will say this, finally looks healthy. I mean, the young man got a lot of preseason hype. In fact, there's been a hype around him since the 7th grade because according to the coaching staff that really when Darren Allman got here in 2009, There's a funny story about how Coach Allman went to the middle school practices and started to look around, and he actually thought that Jordan Sievert was one of the coaches. And it's the demeanor, it's the look, and obviously being 6'4" and 220 pounds helps a lot as well. But Jordan seems to finally be healthy, and one thing that is very apparent is the offensive line play. The protection packages are there. Everybody stepping up and competing and giving Jordan time to throw the football. The ensuing kickoff is again going off a Akins fielder, and again Westlake has recovered a kickoff. And it will be Westlake football at the Akins 30-yard line. And just as simple as it needs to be, John, they just cannot put their hands on the football. And Westlake, like you said, does not need any help. This was a 70-0 rout last year. And 27 points into this one after the missed extra try on the 4th touchdown of the night, John. Akins right now just not even giving themselves an opportunity. They've run 3 snaps on offense, 4 if you count the punt. Bottom line, you got to be able to keep the football on the kickoff, and they have not done that tonight.
And I don't know if it's an alignment issue. I don't know if they're starting their kickoff return too deep or what, but these returners for Akins are having to run up basically full speed to catch the football. I don't know if there's an up man that should, take a couple steps back and make a fair catch, but just not sound football on the kickoff return team for the Akins Eagles.
And we keep it here as a timeout's been called on the field, and it looks like it's going to go by the way of the Eagles. And Coach Humberto Garza not happy with his football team, and it's all about focus. Right now, this timeout is an entire team timeout. He's not just talking to the offense, he's talking to all sides of the football right now, and he is hot. One thing that has been very apparent, this is one of the better Akins teams, and it doesn't seem like that would be the case, John. The bottom line is this: they've got to be able to play at least fundamental football. Forget the fact that Westlake is a high-octane offense. Forget the fact that they're high favorites. You've got to be able to play sound football in order just to compete in 15-5A. And right now, Akins is off to not a shaky start. It's basically thin ice, and they're underwater right now.
And so much of football is the mental aspect of the game. And, this Akins football team has not beat Westlake in the history of both programs. So there is that mental block coming in to play Westlake, and that's just the fact of the matter. And they come in, and sometimes that can get in your head a little bit, and I don't know if that's affecting them on the kickoffs or catching the kickoffs, but certainly not a great start in the first quarter.
And back to pass is Jordan Sievert, firing for it all, has Harrison Lyons to the back of the end zone, but it is overthrown. Incomplete pass as Jordan Sievert tries to hook up with Lyons, and it's overthrown. Incomplete. Second down coming up. Inside 5 minutes to play first quarter. Westlake with a 27-0 lead.
And I like that Westlake is continuing to throw deep here. They really need to work on that part of the game, the passing game. And despite being up 27-0, they still have work to get done in this football game, and you like to see that.
Out of the shotgun, the handoff on the zone read will go here to the near side, and trying to churn his way inside the 20-yard line down to the 19 is Alex Chavez. And it's nice to see Chavez back in there. That hamstring starting to work a little bit better for him as he starts the power portion. And I really look at the 4 running backs. And yes, I say 4 running backs because all 4 of them can start. And it's a pickup of 7 yards for Chavez down to the 20-yard line. And Alex Chavez and Elliot Condos, the power, the speed, obviously, in Slaughter and in Keith Carter. They line up with a pistol to the right. This time they give straight up the gut to Elliot Condos. Condos leaping over a tackler at the 10-yard line, and he's dropped at the 7. Oh, Elliot Condos smelled pay dirt there, and just a little too shy of the goal line there as he was unable to leap over that would-be tackler at the end of that run.
And we haven't gotten to see Condos too much this season, but I really like the way he runs. You can tell he just runs with an attitude, and just to see the disappointment and almost the anger at himself for not getting into the end zone on a play that would have been pretty miraculous had he gotten into the end zone. You just like to see that from a running back.
Yeah, Nick Vega once again, the touchdown saving grab on 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. Sievert under center. It's just a toss sweep here to Slaughter. Slaughter at the 10, trying to cut his way through traffic inside the 5 and down to the 2-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and goal for the Westlake Chaparrals, leading 27-0. The only blemish on the night, the low snap that Rawlings could not handle and get down for the extra point for Michael Barden, which would have been their 4th. Overworked to the special teams here in the point after touchdown try. So that one was missed, but that is the only blemish tonight as Westlake has played well. And a 27-0 lead. And right now, striking distance, 2nd and goal from the 2 from the right hash to give straight up the gut to Keith Carter, and Carter is into the end zone. Touchdown, Westlake. Just like that, it doesn't matter who runs the football. It is a running back by committee. They've got 4 guys and not to say that those 4 guys are not going to share time, but they've also got that 5th guy in there, Sean Rawlings. And if you think about it, with 6'4", 220 pounds, you've also got Jordan Sievert. So we're talking about 6 guys that can run at the 5A level and be successful. And with that touchdown run for Keith Carter, that marks his 2nd touchdown of the season. The snap is down, the kick is up, out of the hold of Rawlings, and Michael Barton knocks this one through. 3:06 remaining in the first quarter. It is Westlake 34, Akins nothing. This is Westlake football.
Of health until the left side of his body went completely numb.
We were on the phone while he was driving home when he suddenly stopped talking.
My dad had a stroke when he was driving me home.
I'm just really glad he ended up at St. David's, South Austin.
St. David's, South Austin saved my life.
Do you know what to do in an emergency? Visit stdavids.com to learn more.
Beyond companionship, there are other reasons we call dog man's best friend. For years, dogs have been trained to detect all kinds of things, like bed bugs. ABC's Bedbug Dog can detect bed bugs in the smallest cracks and crevices at any stage of development with amazing accuracy, even more accurate than the most skilled pest specialists. And accurate detection means quicker, more cost-effective elimination. If you suspect a bedbug problem, call us. ABC Home and Commercial Services, specialists for your environment.
And we welcome you back to Berger Stadium here in Southwest Austin, the home of Austin Independent School District Stadium here, known as Tony Berger Stadium, Tony Berger Center, the home for basketball and other special events here for the athletics department here in the district. And home to the Akins Eagles, also home to the Bowie Bulldogs, but right now home not so friendly for the Eagles, as Michael Barton will just drill this, and it'll go about 8 yards deep in the back of the end zone. So doing Akins a favor by not popping the ball up and allowing their coverage team to try to catch the ball once again. Michael Barton doing them a favor and kicking it out of the back of the end zone so that Akins at least has an opportunity to scrimmage from their own 25-yard line. Again, moving right to left, facing a 34-0 deficit here in the first quarter. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell. Matt Nader is here, but Abe Garcia down on the sidelines, and we'll get to Abe's comments here in just a moment. But on 1st down and 10, we finally get to see the Akins Eagles offense for the 2nd time. They were 3 and out on their initial possession, and they go 5 wides here. They put a motion man in, and the handoff will be to Featherstone. Featherstone trying to turn the corner and does, just outside the numbers here as he rattles his way to the 29-yard line, and it's a good 4-yard run there for Featherstone as he gets to the 29-yard line.
And I mentioned on the last Westlake drive when they threw deep that they want to continue to run their offense and practice their offense. Well, we see the kick deep at 34-0 here in the first quarter, and I think it's this. You can say the same thing that Coach Allman's thinking. I need to get my defense on the field. We got to get some work done here, here in the first quarter, as whistles blow on 2nd down.
And we're trying to figure out exactly what those whistles are about.
They're just resetting the play clock.
And now it is set to go. 2:46 and the clock moving here. 5 wides in the formation here as 3 wide receivers line up to the far side right. They swing it that direction, and the pass is caught on the outside, but down they go. Bennett Huddleston along with Anthony Patino out there to make the grab. It's a short catch, and for the Akins Eagles, making the grab is Andres Duran. Duran with a touchdown catch, one of only 2 touchdown receptions this season, but immediately brought down by a slew of tacklers. And again, it was Bennett Huddleston along with Brandon Eyrich. And it's a loss back to the, it's actually about to the 29-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down and 6. I should say it's actually a gain of 4 on the play. 3rd down and 6 here from the 29-yard line. 5 wides, and now isolation here to the near side. Leaping up and trying to make the grab is Akeem Jackson, and it looks like wrestling it away is Carson Spencer. Carson Spencer has the football, and is this an interception? We are waiting. Is this an interception? Trying to confer with the side judge here, was right in front of the play. It looked like Jackson got his hands on the football and came down with it, but it was a fighting match between Spencer and Jackson, and right now there's a ruling, and it's reminiscent of a Monday Night Football call a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that's an interception right there. We see it on the replay. It is actually strikingly similar, the replay, and they're going to rule it Westlake.
And they are. They're going to.
They get it right.
And making it right, and it is an interception. We have the benefit of replay. The officials do not, but it is an interception, and that is a turnover for the Westlake Chaparrals. And for Carson Spencer, it's his third interception on the season, his second in as many weeks as he has really locked down and started to compete for that corner spot. And he comes down with another grab, taking on a much larger target in Akeem Jackson. He came down with the football, and at that point, John, it's just who's the stronger man.
Yeah, and it was great coverage there by Huddleston on Rakeem Jackson. He had perfect position. Jackson was on his back. Huddleston made the catch into his chest, and Jackson only could reach around and hold the football that way. So clearly possession for Huddleston and an interception.
So again, the handoff from Jordan Sievert will go straight up the gut, and good defensive play there for the Akins Eagles. Is chiming forward and making the hit was Aaron Hampton, and Hampton just coming through screaming through that offensive line, and he really cut down Ben Slaughter there in the backfield. And it's a loss of 1 yard back to the 49-yard line in Chaparral territory.
Yeah, Hampton not on the 2 deep, but definitely one of the bigger players on this Akins team. Made a nice play right there.
Again, play action. Now Sievert trying to step up, and he's going to be brought down at the 41-yard line. A quarterback sack there, and just a great job, an effort play there coming from the Akins Eagle defense, and coming up and making that hit, the defensive end, Tim Satterwhite, the junior, who was on the 2 deep as a sophomore a year ago on this Akins Eagle defense, now has a big quarterback sack back to the Chaparral 42-yard line, which will set up 3rd down and 18.
Now, all of a sudden, 2 great plays by the front of this Akins defense and get them in a 3rd and long. Right now, the secondary just needs to, think about 18 yards here. We got to hold the receivers for 18 yards. Don't let them get them behind you, as we see here on the near side. Nick Vega back off on coverage.
Now back to pass out of the gun. Sievert looking, firing down the middle of the field, and that is Josh Latham. He has a hand on it, but it's going to be intercepted. It's intercepted, and what a great play there by R.C. Madrano, the senior captain, coming up with a one-handed interception. And it was really an opportunity for Madrano to make the play. We saw on the replay here, in fact, we're getting a look at it now, courtesy of the television broadcast, and just a dart over the middle of the field, underthrown slightly. Josh Latham had his hands on it momentarily, but Madrano comes down with the interception. So now Trader Vicks and Akins with a little bit of life here, back-to-back good defensive plays. 2 losses in the 2 tackles behind the line of scrimmage, and now the interception. Now Lloyd rolling right, stopping, now stepping up, firing, and that pass rattles off one receiver, ricochets in the air, and it is caught at the 43-yard line. Not necessarily the way you draw it up. I tell you what, we'll draw it up like this, guys. We'll throw the ball to Ronald Tate out in the flat. It'll go off his right shoulder pad and then land in Manuel Ruiz's arm for a pickup inside or down to the 43-yard line. So it's a 15-yard pickup on the ricochet off of Tate's shoulder pad.
Yeah, and ricocheted and then went 10 yards farther downfield. So a lucky bounce there for Akins, and a nice way to end the first quarter here.
And we will take a break as well. The end of 1, Westlake 34, Akins nothing, live from Berger. This is Westlake football.
At the Vince Young Steakhouse, we take pride that we are 100% locally owned and operated. Every recipe and dish is prepared from scratch with seasonal and local ingredients, ensuring great taste and consistent quality. So whether you're wanting a fine dining experience for 2 or a private dining room for 20, the Vince Young Steakhouse is the perfect place for your next night out. Conveniently located in the heart of downtown at 3rd and San Jacinto. Call 45-STEAK for reservations or visit us online at vinceyoungsteakhouse.com. Vince Young Steakhouse, different from the herd.
Welcome you back to live coverage of Westlake football here live from Tony Berger Stadium, deep in the heart of Austin, Texas. As under center now moving left to right to left of your television screen, but left to right on the radio broadcast here. And the handoff will be to Williams. Williams getting the call. No gain on the play. Just a slew of tacklers up front. Tate Shaw coming up off the top of the pile, but John Dodd making the initial hit there on the bottom of the pile on Williams for the no gain. So the first defensive series for Westlake in the first quarter. They go 3 and out, or at least forced Akins to go 3 and out. The second possession is a Carson Spencer interception. On the third play of that drive, Westlake finds itself picked off as well, and Medrano comes down with the pick for Akins, and now it rolls into the second quarter. 34-0 the score here. Under center is Lloyd. Jared barking signals, and it's an inside handoff to the fullback, and fullback is going backwards, and that is Ronald Tate. And Tate coming off the bottom of the pile. They're going to give him forward progress to the 45-yard line, so it's a pickup of 2 yards, which will set up 3rd down and 8.
Michael Edwards in on that tackle, along with a host of teammates right there, not falling for the somewhat of a trick play, just a little sneaky inside trap to the fullback. But Michael Edwards has made back-to-back tackles now here at the start of the second quarter, as Akins now in a 3rd and 8 passing situation for Jared Lloyd and this Akins offense. Lloyd just 39% passing this season, and 4 interceptions, just 1 touchdown.
From the right hash here, a power eye look. Under center is Lloyd, a receiver each way. He'll roll left. Here comes the pressure, and he's going to be wrapped up. And you said Michael Edwards back-to-back. How about Michael Edwards back-to-back-to-back? This one a huge sack. 12.5 sacks coming into this ball game as a team, and with that, Michael Edwards comes up with a huge sack. They're going to blow Jared Lloyd dead at the 38-yard line. So number 38 drags the quarterback to the 38-yard line, and it's 4th down and a loss of 7 on the play on the quarterback sack by Michael Edwards.
Yeah, you really can't have a better series of downs as a linebacker, making 3 tackles, 1 and a sack on 3rd down.
Miguel Luna with a short punt as he got it away quickly. Now vacating the scene are the Chaparrals. It'll roll to the 40-yard line in Chaparral territory, and that's where Westlake will get the ball back. So again, 2 3-and-outs and an interception. Not a bad job when your defense hasn't necessarily had the opportunity to get on the field. What with 3 kickoff returns fumbled by Akins and recovered by Westlake, all 3 leading to scores.
Yeah, just big mistakes by Akins, but looked like they might be getting something going on that last drive. Westlake put an end to it quickly on this at the start of this second quarter. But Akins only had 74 total yards last week at Del Valle, so certainly not an offense that's going to give Westlake a lot of problems.
Jordan Sievert will hand off to Chavez. Chavez initially hit in the backfield. He falls forward, and it will be to the 41-yard line, so it's a 1-yard pickup there. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Let's go down to the sidelines and Abe Garcia. Abe.
Hey, Joe, I was talking here with lifetime Chaparral Matt Nader, and he was talking about how you come into it after a district win, coming against a little bit of a lesser opponent. You have to stay focused, and you still have a lot of things to work on. On the sidelines, you see all the coaches, defensive coordinators, offensive coordinators. You have to stay focused on this game. We still have a lot of things to work on.
Indeed, and now working on it is Jordan Sievert as he bootlegs here to the near side. Flags thrown as Jordan makes his way out to the 50-yard line. He'll be out of bounds at the Akins 49-yard line. It's enough for a 1st down, but this one is coming back as flags flew at the 40-yard line. The second, Jordan took off on that bootleg here to the near side in front of the Akins
Back line
bench.
of scrimmage.
Yeah, one of the linemen there on the inside, just as Jordan took off.
28.
Caught for holding, so it'll bring the Chaparral offense back 10 yards and set up what I think will be a 2nd down and 19.
Should be, as again, Westlake moving right to left from our perspective here in the second quarter, left to right on the television perspective here on the YNN Sports channel 1509 Westlake replay that happens Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Of course, joining us live on the Shap app. Make sure you download it today. Make sure you update your Shap app so you can get a look at the new YouTube link. That'll take you right to the YouTube page with all the highlights and some of the full game broadcasts. On 2nd down and 19, Sievert rolling right, looking downfield, has a man, fires that direction towards the right side, and that pass is caught at the 45-yard line, trying to dive forward to the 48. And it's a nice pickup there by Harrison Lyons. Lyons getting an opportunity there as the slot receiver. And you can see here on the replay is just a simple rollout. Once again, just a dart thrown into triple coverage, but on an island, I should say, was Harrison Lyons amidst that coverage. A good read by Sievert and a huge pickup. And it'll be 3rd down and 2 here as they pick up 17 yards with that strike. Rawlings on at quarterback. He's got a back on either side of him. Rawlings on the zone read will fall forward past the 50-yard line to the 49 and into Akins territory to the 48-yard line. It's a pickup of 3 and a 1st down, and a good call there on 3rd and short, giving the call to Rawlings again on the zone read. 1st down, Westlake.
Yeah, and a great job by this Westlake offense to overcome a 2nd down and 19. It was that 2nd down play that keyed it, though, getting it down to a 3rd and short with the 17-yard gain from Sievert to Lyons.
It'll be first down at 10. Technically, the ball marked it just inside the 48 at the 47-yard line. Sievert back on, and there'll be movement up front by the offensive line.
And if you're going to nitpick about this game for Westlake, things they can improve on, we saw obviously the botch snap on the one of the extra points, but that's already the 3rd false start for this Westlake offense, and throw in a delay of game and a holding penalty. And penalties have been something that have killed drives for Westlake in tougher ball games. And it's going to need to be something they clean up as we head on into later on in the district play, and then obviously in the playoffs. You cannot shoot yourselves in the foot on drives.
It'll be first down and 15 after that false start. Now in the shotgun is Sievert. He fires here to the near side, stepping out of the tackler as the pass is complete to Box. Box inside the 35, and he's wrestled out of bounds here on the near side at the 31-yard line.
And a really crisp route there by Brandon Box. Just a simple hitch route, and Jordan Sievert on time with the throw, made a confident throw. You see it right here on the replay, right on target to Brandon Box, and he was able to turn upfield, and you see the strength of the 6'2 Box, able to break the tackle and get extra yardage.
And Fianaccio hitting the Box, making him go out of bounds at the 31. That pickup down to the 31-yard line. It's a 12-yard gain and a first down here. Russell Pape, the fullback here. A 21-yard pickup, excuse me. 2 wide receivers to the far side, right. The inside handoff goes to number 21. Straight up the gut is Keith Carter. Bouncing off one tackle inside the 15 and dragged down from behind. Here at the 11-yard line, they're going to say Keith Carter's knee hit at the 12. And just a good job by Teddy Lowry just to hold on to Carter as Carter bounced off what not one but 2 would-be tacklers as he kept his feet moving forward. Bounces off 2 tacklers, and finally Lowry has him at the 12, and it'll be first down and 10, a gain of 19 on that run for Keith Carter.
And these aren't necessarily games, the Akins, not necessarily a game where you're going to get a really great read on where your offense is at, but it's certainly a game that the way it's going right now, Westlake is going to be able to build some confidence. They're running the ball well, throwing it well. Jordan Sievert looks good.
A toss sweep to the right side, and it's Carter. Carter trying to get to the outside, turning the corner at the 10, down to the 7, and a drop there at the 6-yard line. Good team defense on the pursuit there on the far side. Once again, Nick Vega for the Akins Eagles, just basically playing center field for this defense, just trying to get to the ball carrier and using his speed. And that time he's able to cut down Carter at the 7-yard line, and knows that the football is actually going to graze that 6-yard line. So it will be second down and 4 after the 6-yard pickup. The Chaparrals can pick up a first down inside the 3.
And just going off my last point, Coach Allman after this game, he's not going to look at the score. He's not going to look at the stats as we see another false start there by the Westlake offense.
Yeah, and these are the starters, John. This is Chris Canner moving early here, and hate to point that out, but it was clear as day in the backfield as he just had the anxious. He knew that most likely he was getting the call there. It looked like maybe just a fullback or a halfback dive, trying to run power out of that fullback position. And Canner already has a touchdown grab, 2 through the air, 1 last week, another one this week in the first quarter. And he was itching to get that first one on the ground here, but it'll back up Westlake again. It'll be second down and 9 after the loss of 5. And they'll go with the 3 backs in the backfield. Under center is Jordan. It'll be a play action. Protection is good. Fires here to the near side. And this time, Chris Canner. Actually, no, it's Zach Dansby again. Thought maybe they had tried that halfback slide. And Zach Dansby getting into the end zone here to the near side as Dansby grabs 6 for the 2nd time tonight, the 3rd time of the season. And we talked about that halfback drag play. This time it was just the tight end running the exact same play, just dragging right across the formation and wide open on the opposite side of the field. Touchdown, Westlake. And now once again, a botched snap. Rawlings is going to be brought down at the 22-yard line. And again, it's Madrano there, Johnny on the spot. And that point after touchdown, no good. 5:05 to play here in the first half. And it's Westlake 40, Akins nothing. This is Westlake football.
For 102 years, the Coverts have set the standard for car dealers in Central Texas. Hi, I'm Jenny Covert, and your parents, grandparents, and even some of your great-grandparents have shopped with my family. Our service, our inventory, and of course, our low Covert price are the reasons over 1 million customers come back again and again. We want to be your car dealer. Let us prove it. Covert Auto Group, Austin, Bastrop, and Hutto.
The Steam Team, your #1 choice for cleaning residential and commercial carpet, tile, and wood flooring, upholstery, air ducts, and more, including 24-hour emergency water and fire damage restoration. The Steam Team is an Austin original, locally owned and operated since 1983. All employees are trained and certified by the Institute of Inspection, Cleaning, and Restoration. We guarantee our services and will do whatever it takes to please our customers. Call 451-TEAM or online at thesteamteam.com.
And we welcome you back to live coverage of Westlake football. Your Salon at the Domain scoring drive. 7 plays, 60 yards, capped by 11-yard touchdown reception by Zach Gansby. His second of the evening, his third of the season. Non-stop football, you know the way to get away. It's the Salon at the Domain. Visit their website at salonatthedomain.com. That's salonatthedomain.com, or plug this into your phone, 832-8000. Michael Barden's ensuing kickoff will be fielded in the back of the end zone, and fielding it is Robert Walker. Actually, check that. It's Ryan Medrano, the younger brother of R.C. Medrano, and he'll take a knee. We go down to the sidelines, and Abe Garcia. Abe.
Hey, Joe, usually a score is a good indication how your team is doing. 40-0 here at first half. I'm really interested in Coach Allman's analysis about his team here in the first half.
It's Abe Garcia down on the sideline, presented by TicketCity.com. Your place for tickets across the city of Austin, the state of Texas, the United States, and the world. Visit TicketCity.com. 1-800 sold out. Call for your tickets if you're trying to go last minute to Texas, West Virginia. Better get your tickets with TicketCity.com. And coming in and making a huge quarterback sack in the backfield, back to the 21-yard line. Wow, what a great play by Alec Cohen. Just streaking in from his position in the defensive backfield. Just a nice little safety blitz, and he came right in, made the pop on Jared Lloyd, and it's the second sack of the evening for the Westlake Chaparrals. The first one went to Michael Edwards. This one goes to Alec Cohen as he drops him at the 22-yard line, and Lloyd with a loss of 4 yards back to the 22.
And a coverage sack right there. He looked to the far side of the field. There was no receiver. And so as he started to go through his progression, Cohen was right there to make the sack.
Now rolling here to the near side is Lloyd. Has a receiver in Cedric Williams. That pass caught at the 25-yard line, and he is angled out of bounds at the 27. So a nice game back to the original line of scrimmage, +2, as Cedric Williams makes the grab, and they're going to give him positive yardage, actually technically out to the 28-yard line. So a favorable spot there as the nose of the football on the right hash, as the Akins Eagles, with 4:18 to play here in the first half, trail Westlake 40-0, but 21 of those points courtesy of failed secondary execution on ensuing kickoffs from Westlake. 2 wide receivers to the far side left, 1-2 here to the near side right. Back to pass, going to the far sideline is Lloyd. It's a jump ball there on the far side. Once again, going for Jackson. Jackson can't come down with it. Coverage is there by Bennett Huddleston. Coming over for safety help was John Dodd as well. Actually, check that. It's Alec Cohen on the far. Alec Cohen's coming onto the field now. And on that third down play, the pass incomplete. And once again, it is punting time for the Akins Eagles. So the offense just unable to put anything together, as everybody playing at a high level defensively here, not allowing the score to dictate their play. And that's exactly what Darren Allman preached throughout the week. You've got to stay focused against this team. The snap is back to Luna. He'll angle his kick, and it's a side winding kick with nobody back deep to receive. And this will roll inside the 45-yard line. It'll be blown dead at the 42 in Chaparral territory, where Westlake will take over.
And going off of Abe's point earlier, the points and the yardage are going to be there tonight for Westlake. That's really not what Coach Allman is going to be looking at when this game is over. He's going to want to see execution. And we've talked about the penalties. That's something they'll want to clean up. But it's all about the assignments. Are the offensive linemen where they need to be? Are they stepping with the right foot? Are they blocking the guy they need to block? That's what Coach Allman and the coaching staff are going to be looking at in film and critiquing their team on. It's not going to be about the final score. We know that that's, it's not going to be a close game by the time this game's over. The yardage is going to be there for Westlake. It comes down to execution.
And this time the execution calls for a handoff straight up the gut inside the 45 and breaking into the open field along the left hash mark inside the 35-yard line down to the 32. In fact, Alex Chavez getting the opportunity, and looks like they're going to mark it down at the 31-yard line. So Alex Chavez just taking a simple handoff and gutting the defense for a 27-yard pickup, and the yardage on the explosive plays coming seemingly at ease for the Westlake Chaparrals, as we see a backup offensive lineman go into the ball game, and Zach Price, the 5'10", 180-pound senior, getting an opportunity. Now out of the shotgun, the snap is back, and the handoff once again will go from Sievert up the middle to Carter. Carter inside the 20, down inside the 10, high stepping his way into the end zone as he slices the secondary up. And wow, what a run from 31 yards out. Keith Carter takes it to the house. Touchdown, Westlake.
Well, I mentioned Elliot Condos running with an attitude. Keith Carter as well. You got to love that run by Carter. As you said, sliced through the secondary, made a great had a broken tackle at the 10-yard line, really showed some tough running along with that burst of speed that we've talked about from Carter as an Eagle is down at the 18-yard line.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit of unfortunate news there as they're attending to one of the Akins Eagles down around the 19-yard line, and we cannot see his number. They're rolling him over as he's actually down on his stomach. Both sides taking a knee, observing the down to Akins player. Humberto Garza marching his way back here to his sideline, and the trainers will attend to this gentleman. Let's pause 60 seconds as we take a timeout live from Burger Stadium. This is Westlake football.
On game days, you see me running out here with close to 100 other people. It's a team effort. It takes all of us to make UT football a success. It's a lot like you and your finances. You need to surround yourself with the best people in the business. That's where University Federal Credit Union comes in. The UFCU team works hard to make sure your financial game plan is always in shape. University of Texas Athletics and University Federal. So close, we share the same name.
And we welcome you back. You get a good look at Jordan Sievert, Harrison Lyons, and Brandon Box as we welcome all of you back to our live coverage of Westlake football. 46-0 here, but the point after touchdown coming after we get this injured Akins player off the field. And again, our thoughts and prayers with this young man right now as the trainers are out there for the Akins Eagles trying to get this young man off the field, just trying to go through a series of tests here physically. As we head down to the sidelines, Abe Garcia, it looked like just really when that defensive player got caught up in the wake of Keith Carter, really, and there was just a lot of bodies right there in the middle of the field as Carter just went in for the touchdown run from 31 yards out, and it looked like this young gentleman just actually got caught up in all the traffic down there. What was your vantage point?
It looks like, just like you said, he got a little bit caught up. It looks like the knee usually, and I've been there before, the ACL test, seeing if there's stability in that knee, and it looks they keep working on that. I'm really not sure. I'm not going to speculate that is the injury, but it looks like it.
Well, those are the tests, and here's a guy that's actually probably walking around with a partially torn ACL down on the sidelines, and this is not the sign you want to see here. Is we're actually seeing a golf cart coming out, and this might be a situation where they cart this young man off the field. Still trying to figure out exactly which player this is for the Akins defense, as both teams have respectfully hit a knee. As football is a very tough game. We've talked a lot over the season, John, about concussions and just all of the factors that go in to playing football, and this is part of it. Injuries are part of it, and sometimes they can be nagging, sometimes they can be devastating, and sometimes they can be career-ending, and that's exactly what's going on right now. They're going to load this gentleman up onto the golf cart, and it does look like we finally get a chance to see who that is, and it's Alec Capel, the backup safety, as Alec Capel will be carted off the field. And we will resume play here, and it's just a point after touchdown that we are awaiting here. As a nice round of applause for Capel as he is carted off. And we will get a good look at the special teams here, and Barden just trying to get a special teams play off. In fact, I know there's 46 points on the board, but this is 2 point after touchdown attempts this ball game. When you consider Michael Barden's opportunities here, he's been perfect on PATs tonight. It's really been a snap issue back to Rawlings, and Rawlings has been forced to recover the football. And now the snap is down, and this one's going to be a false start, as obviously Barden expected the snap before it actually came, so it will be a false start. So not immune. This is the second penalty we've seen on the special teams tonight in the form of a false start. So this will be the second 25-yard effort here for Michael Barden on the extra point try as they mark off 5 yards.
Yeah, and it's sloppy football, and Coach Allman, I'm sure he'd be the first to tell you that, and that's something that he wants to clean up. As you mentioned, we've seen 2 snaps basically dribble back to Sean Rawlings.
The snap is down, the kick is up. This time Barden puts his right foot into it, and it is good. So with 3:13 to play here in the first half, Westlake leading Akins 47-0. Live from Burger Stadium, this is Westlake football.
One of those games looming on the schedule, coming off of that non-district schedule. That was going to be a tough start in district play. They're going to be one of the teams at the end of this run that are fighting for a playoff spot, and well coached, and a lot of players, and pretty deep roster. So we knew going in we had our hands full, and so to come out of there with a win and to play well like we did in the second half was very rewarding, and it's exactly the medicine that we needed to get some momentum.
This winter, prepare to be amazed as Elisa's Dance Academy and the Westlake Symphonic Orchestra come together to perform a variety of holiday favorites. For the 8th year, audiences will be astounded by concert-quality music and dramatic visual effects in a stunning production perfect for all ages. Join us December 6th, 7th, and 8th as the Westlake Technical Entertainment Crew and Lexus of Austin present the Nutcracker Spectacular.
And we welcome you back to live coverage to that point after touchdown by Michael Barden. 47-0 lead here for Westlake as he kicks it out of the back of the end zone here from right to left from our perspective, as the ball flies about 5 yards out of the back of the end zone. So it will be Akins football again for the Akins Eagles. Their issues have just been getting the offense on the field in the first quarter. 3 mishandled kickoffs led to 21 unanswered points for Westlake. And amidst all of the mistakes on special teams, John, they actually got on the field a couple of times, were forced on their first possession, a 3-and-out, their second possession, an interception, but then Westlake would give the ball right back to Akins on an interception of their own. And now Akins, after a pair of 3-and-out possessions in the second quarter, now back on for the first time after that 31-yard touchdown run by Keith Carter. And folks, it's very difficult to keep up with all the scoring on Facebook and Twitter. We'll make sure that we'll try to get all the information to you right now, but it's just a scoring barrage for the Chaparrals as they scrimmage here, do the Akins Eagles, and it will be a timeout for the Eagles as the play was blown dead at the 25-yard line. It looked like Humberto Garza called a timeout before the play was snapped, and that's exactly the call. So it will be Akins' timeout, their second one of the half, and no doubt this has been a very long half. And we're going to have a talk. We talk about our coverage here, especially on the radio dial and on the Westlake Shap app. Given the score at halftime, we will make a decision on whether or not we will continue the radio broadcast. A slew of technical difficulties beyond our control here from the press box at Burger Stadium as we try to transmit this broadcast to you live on the internet at westlakenation.com and, of course, on our Shap app. Download the Shap app today and make sure you update it. Go to the YouTube page. There's a brand new link there that'll take you right to YouTube, and you can download the highlights and some full games and watch it right there on your phone. So out of the timeout, it'll be first down and 10 from the 25-yard line. 5 wide receivers in the formation here. Featherstone goes in motion. Featherstone gets the call on the handoff, and Featherstone brought down at the 25-yard line, and up there to make the pop is for the Westlake Chaparrals, coming over and making that hit there. A nice job by Hunter Littoral, and Hunter getting an opportunity to make a pop there at the 25-yard line, as this is going to be the case here for the remainder of the evening. We're going to see a lot of guys get an opportunity here on both offense and defense. We see the young sophomore along the defensive end, Daniel Aidman, in the ball game. Mason Pitts getting some opportunities here, working with the second team as well. But we see a lot of guys as we see Mason Pitts off to the sideline. We've got a couple of guys here. Alec Cohen getting some work here as well, and Cohen going one-on-one with Lloyd. And Lloyd and Edwards, along with along with a slew of other players, trying to get an opportunity to bring down Jared Lloyd, and they finally do it. Cohen was there first on the one-on-one with Lloyd. Coming in to help on the back end was Michael Edwards, and Aidman there at the back end as well. Luke Womack coming in and making the pop as well. So again, Michael Edwards, Alec Cohen, Daniel Aidman, and then finally Womack getting in there along with Dalton Brown, trying to bring everybody back towards the turf. And it's a small gain of 2 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd down and a long 8 inside 2 minutes to play here in the first half. A 47-0 lead here for the Westlake Chaparrals.
And it's always a fun game for the reserves to get in. You know, you're having success on both sides of the ball to get in and get some tackles.
And that pass is incomplete, so once again it will be Medrano will be the young man who got the call intended for him. Medrano downfield, and that pass incomplete. And obviously Luna will come on for the back to punt is Luna. It'll be a knuckleball that'll end to over-end bounce inside the 40 down to the Westlake 36-yard line. And that's where the ball will fall to a rest. And apologize to our radio audience here as we try to get reconnected to you. We welcome all of you to live coverage of Westlake football. And once again, it's a 47-0 lead there. Another 3-and-out performance by the defense. And it will be a Westlake ball, 1st down and 10 from their own 35-yard line.
You know, this game really reminds me of a lot of vintage Westlake games from the 1990s. I think of a couple games in the 1994 season when Westlake scored 84 points against Johnston, 84-0 there. And then, of course, in the playoffs against San Antonio Clark, 80-42 final score. Certainly a scoring barrage so far in the first half for Westlake.
And now Sean Rawlings getting a call at quarterback. Zone read, bounces it to the outside to the 40-yard line and brought down at the 42-yard line. So a sizable gain there for Sean Rawlings, and he's really stepped up and played nicely. And when he's gotten the opportunities, we've seen him get into the second level as well on some of those opportunities.
We really get to see, I'll make my point after this play, but we really get to see why Coach Allman makes the schedule like he does in the non-district.
And again, zone read, Rawlings leaping over one tackler and now getting popped there on the back end of the play by Tim Satterwhite, but he refused to go down, did Rawlings, and he falls forward inside the 40, or inside midfield down about the 49-yard line. They'll mark him down in between the 49 and the 48-yard line, and that's good enough for a 1st down. So a good 1st down run there by Sean Rawlings. It'll be 1st down and 10 as Rawlings taking the majority of the snaps here in this drive. In fact, he's taken all of them, and they've all been Rawlings runs. And now going in motion is Chavez out of the backfield, and they'll run the option play, and now Rawlings just stumbling right at the line of scrimmage and falling forward to the 46-yard line.
You go back to last year and look at district play. We've talked about it many times. 255-14 total score in district play, only giving up 14 points in district games. So coming into this season, that's why Coach Allman schedules as tough of a non-district as he can. And that results in the 1-3 record. And, of course, Lake Travis in the district now, but you see here District 15-5A still is not that strong.
No, and they're having trouble as well, but that will be the final play of the first half. And with that, the first half has come to a close. Westlake leading Akins 47-0 as we welcome all of you back to the UFCU broadcast booth. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell, Abe Garcia, Matt Nader down on the sidelines in what has been a very difficult night to just broadcast this game. Not necessarily because of what has happened on the field, but really just the technical difficulties that we've had up here in the UFCU broadcast booth to bring this game to you live on the radio and, of course, on the internet and on our mobile applications here. But hopefully we are back on the air as you work your way towards the sideline. We'll get an opportunity here to meet with Coach Allman, and it looks like Abe Garcia is with Darren Allman right now, and we take it to the sidelines, and here's Abe Garcia.
Coach, 47-0 here first half. Scores usually a good indication of how your team's doing. What is your analysis so far, your team first half?
Yeah, it's been a dominant first half, and
we needed that. We needed to get off to a fast start like we did, and some of that is due to some mistakes that they made in the kicking game, and some of them we forced. And so we're doing good on that end, and we've been able to get a lot of players in early and been able to do a lot of different things offensively too. So good start for us. We need to make sure that we come out in the second half and not get sloppy, and make sure that we're staying crisp and healthy, and continue playing the game the right way. And that's the thing that's scary about these big leads at halftime. You can come out in the second half and diminish some of that good play in the first half if you don't come out and finish and stay sharp. So that's our goal.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
Joe.
All right, thank you very much. Down on the sidelines is Abe Garcia. Back up here in the UFCU broadcast booth, Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell. Very simple. We kind of figured that this was going to happen if Westlake was able to execute. We really didn't understand just how much power the Westlake special teams would actually have tonight because of the opportunities. You heard Coach Allman, not necessarily the opportunities presented to them, but some of those opportunities forced in secondary play.
Yeah, and on the special teams, you don't really know who to credit that to, but Westlake came out. They got those recoveries. They did what they needed to do on offense, did what they needed to do on defense, holding Akins under 30 total yards in the first half. So certainly what you want to see, and clean up some of the penalties and continue that great execution into the second half, and I think Coach Allman will be happy.
And the one thing that you do have to realize is that there is a second half to be played, and you talk about healthy. That's exactly what Coach Allman mentioned. Well, healthy is exactly what they'll have to stay, and it comes down to execution. You can't let your guard down. The second you do, that's when bad things can happen to you. But nothing bad happening for the Chaparrals outside of a couple of penalties that they need to work out, and also some missed extra points on execution. But other than that, it is all Westlake all the time here from Tony Berger Stadium in Southwest Austin. Your halftime score, it's Westlake 47, Akins nothing. This is Westlake football.
At the Vince Young Steakhouse, we take pride that we are 100% locally owned and operated. Every recipe and dish is prepared from scratch with seasonal and local ingredients, ensuring great taste and consistent quality. So whether you're wanting a fine dining experience for 2 or a private dining room for 20, the Vince Young Steakhouse is the perfect place for your next night out. Conveniently located in the heart of downtown at 3rd and San Jacinto. Call 45 Steak for reservations or visit us online at vinceyoungsteakhouse.com. Vince Young Steakhouse, different from the herd.
For 102 years, the Coverts have set the standard for car dealers in Central Texas. Hi, I'm Jenny Covert, and your parents, grandparents, and even some of your great-grandparents have shopped with my family. Our service, our inventory, and of course, our low Covert price are the reasons over 1 million customers come back again and again. We want to be your car dealer. Let us prove it. Covert Auto Group, Austin, Bastrop, and Hutto.
On game days, you see me running out here with close to 100 other people. It's a team effort. It takes all of us to make UT football a success. It's a lot like you and your finances. You need to surround yourself with the best people in the business. That's where University Federal Credit Union comes in. The UFCU team works hard to make sure your financial game plan is always in shape. University of Texas Athletics and University Federal. So close, we share the same name.
At age 40, attorney and Marine Corps reservist David Little was the picture of health until the left side of his body went completely numb.
We were on the phone while he was driving home when he suddenly stopped talking.
My dad had a stroke when he was driving me home.
I'm just really glad he ended up at St. David's, South Austin.
St. David's, South Austin saved my life.
Do you know what to do in an emergency? Visit stdavids.com to learn more.
Beyond companionship, there are other reasons we call dog man's best friend. For years, dogs have been trained to detect all kinds of things, like bed bugs. ABC's bedbug dog can detect bed bugs in the smallest cracks and crevices at any stage of development with amazing accuracy, even more accurate than the most skilled pest specialists. And accurate detection means quicker, more cost-effective elimination. If you suspect a bedbug problem, call us. ABC Home and Commercial Services, specialists for your environment.
We welcome you back to the UFCU broadcast booth. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell as we welcome you back to what will be possibly a very quick half of football. Not too sure just yet. I know that the conversation has at least been had down on the sidelines about whether or not to initiate a running clock. 47-0, the halftime score. Westlake taking advantage of some early Akins special teams mistake, pouncing on fumbled kickoffs. They were able to put those 3 fumbled kickoffs and turn them into points, 21 of them to be exact. 21 of 47, and really the Westlake offense just trying to work out the cobwebs on a short week, trying to put together a good game plan so that they can really prep for Anderson next week. They go into Anderson on a road game to Del Valley, and then after that, a week off, and then after that, it's the matchup that everybody's waiting for, and the hope is that Lake Travis will be undefeated in district play by the time November the 2nd rolls around, John.
No doubt that would create quite the exciting matchup on November 2nd at Westlake, but certainly they've struggled the last couple of weeks with the close win against Austin High and then the loss to A&M Consolidated. But you look at the district standings, and certainly the next 2 weeks will be tougher than this week for the Westlake Chaparrals, but certainly should not be weeks that they should struggle against Anderson at 0-4, as you see here, and then Del Valley at 2-3. They did get the win last week against Akins, did Del Valley 35-3 at home, and you see Lake Travis there at the top of the standings, 4-1, the only team in District 15 5A with a winning record overall. That will hopefully change for the Westlake Chaparrals in 2 weeks, as they should move to 4-3.
They should indeed, and right now their quest is to get back even on the season here in 2012. Those 3 straight losses to Temple, A&M Consolidated, and then to Cibolo Steel, the last of those coming at home, and you get a good look at the Westlake Chaparral schedule here. And with Cedar Park, that lone win, that was the last time the Westlake Chaparrals saw the 500 mark after the loss to Temple. It'll be nice for the Chaparrals to get this win tonight, obviously here at Berger Stadium, live from the UFCU broadcast booth. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell, Abe Garcia and Matt Nader down on the sidelines, and we'll get their thoughts here in just a moment as we finish up the Akins celebrations here. Again, Akins actually going through their opportunity here at the half. We take a look at some first half stats, as really it's all Westlake, because that's all we really got an opportunity to see. Westlake recovering those 3 kickoff fumbles by Akins and turning all 3 of those into touchdowns. Jordan Sievert, 7 of 9 for 121 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did throw the 1 interception. With that, Jordan goes to 9 touchdown tosses and 6 interceptions on the season. And of course, Jared Lloyd just 2 of 6 for 21 yards through the air. On the ground, Ben Slaughter, 4 carries, 16 yards and a touchdown run. And Alex Chavez has carried the ball 3 times for 35 yards, but it's Keith Carter with his 2 touchdown runs leading the pack right now. 5 carries for 96 yards. Not 1, but 2 touchdowns, the second of which were from 31 yards out. So a third of those 96 coming on that run alone. And of course, we've seen Sean Rawlings rush the ball 5 times for 52 yards, 28 of those 52 on that touchdown run in the second quarter. And Elliot Condos, 2 carries for 21 yards. And we've also seen a mixing of Jordan Sievert as well. He hasn't carried the ball, but he did get sacked, so he's got some negative yardage there. But it's the 2 catches by Brandon Box for 54 yards. Zach Dansby, 2 catches for 16 yards. And Dansby, the leading receiver right now, not in yardage, but in touchdown grabs, as the Chaparrals have been close. We haven't seen the offense really run the passing offense inside the 10-yard line and inside the 5 when they're on the goal line. And the opportunity to run that goal line offense in games past, John, has been really the wild chap formation, with Rawlings coming into the ball game and really just trying to run the ball. We saw it last week late in the game against Bowie on a 16-yard run from Rawlings when he was inside the red zone, and we just have not seen the ability not seen that offense operate on the pass. But twice tonight, we've seen play action, we've seen Jordan Sievert roll out, and we've seen the tight end finally used in this offense as it was meant to be used as a passing option on 3rd down or 2nd down and close to the end zone.
Yeah, and you see Sean Rawlings taking snaps here, so you expect to see him early on in this 3rd quarter, if not right away, and that's going to be an exciting thing to see for this Westlake fan base, for this coaching staff. Not just see Sean Rawlings come in the game in specialty situations, specialty formations and plays, but to actually come in, be the starting quarterback coming out of the locker room and take control of the offense and really put together an entire drive and run the offense as if he were the starting quarterback. It's a important part of a sophomore quarterback's maturity to be able to do that here in this game.
Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell down on the sidelines. Of course, we have Matt Nader and Abe Garcia. And one thing that we do want to point out, guys, is we get Abe in position here as both teams getting set to take the field. Abe, one thing that was glaring that Darren Allman told you at the half was we've got to stay healthy. And that basically has 2 meanings in my mind. One is to make sure that you don't lose focus, because that's where injuries can happen the most, is when you lose focus. And the other would be just to play hard. Don't let up. And we'll bring you the thoughts of Abe Garcia here in just a moment. It looks like he is actually surrounded by the Akins band. So we're going to give Abe an opportunity to get in position there. But that would be the biggest opportunity for them, really, is for Akins to try to get their offense on the field. They will get the ball to start the second half, but it's got to be progressive. They've got to be able to pick up a 1st down so they can at least get back into trying to run some semblance of their offense, John.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. We talked about in pregame that Henry Davis, their starting running back, who really their best offensive player, 56 carries, 380 yards. 7 yards a carry is not something that most backs can do. So he's a special player with 6 touchdowns on the season, and he's not in this ballgame. So that certainly hurts this Akins offense. And if we've, the last few years, if you go back to Akins-Westlake matchups, if there's one area where Akins has been able to have some success against the Westlake defense, it's on the ground. Of course, you talk about DeAndre Randall, the terrific running back who was here for 3 years at Akins and did some damage to Westlake in certain years. Henry Davis, not having him in the backfield, certainly hurting this Akins offense.
Yeah, it's big. And when you ask, we brought up a impact player in Terrence Foster. Well, we haven't even had the opportunity to see what the running game looks like, because Humberto Garza, the head coach of Akins, has had to go to a 5-wide spread offense attack to try to at least get the offense going. With 47-0, we have the second half kickoff underway as you watch it on your television screen here, and thinking about bringing it out, but choosing wisely is Ryan Medrano, and he'll take a knee for the touchback, and it will be Akins football at the 25-yard line, and they will move right to left here as our television broadcast continues live inside Burger Stadium. You get a good look at some of the starting offensive linemen. Judge Finley there, along with Harrison Lyons. What are the receivers doing sitting with offensive linemen, John? You don't necessarily see that all that often as you're trying to strike up a conversation. Not much in common there with those guys. I know they're friends off the field, but we get a good look at those guys working hard, and it looks like the starters will have the rest of the evening off. And Mason Pitts is along the defensive line along with Russell Pape. We're getting a good look at some of the backups here defensively here for Westlake as Luke Womack is on the field. He'll start, and this is Luke Womack's first start of the season. We've seen him at linebacker, but one thing that Luke Womack has had the ability to do is be interchangeable. As Luke Womack can play linebacker, he can also put a hand down and be in the trenches. He can also back up like he is now, playing that interior linebacker position with Michael Edwards. So we'll get a good look at what the second-string defense here for the Westlake Chaparrals can do. And on first down, the handoff will go to the slot receiver coming in motion here to the near side, and that's Featherstone. Featherstone out at the 35-yard line, ushered there nicely for the Westlake defense. Ashton Drenner really cutting things off there on the side. As we get a look at the replay, Featherstone just trying to turn that corner, had some blockers, and Tate Shaw and Ashton Drenner just drilling him out of bounds. But it's a gain out to the right around the 34-yard line. Again, nose of the football is going to graze the 35-yard line.
A good play there by Ashton Drenner to fight off the block of Ryan Medrano, the wide receiver, to make that play and get that foot on that outside, on that sideline, and not allow him to get outside.
And on second down, the handoff will actually stay with Medrano. And Medrano just advancing the ball out to the 35-yard line. And Russell Pape on the hit there is checking in the backfield for the Akins Eagle offense. You get a good look at Frank Callahan. And Callahan on the season, 22 carries, 67 yards, and a touchdown, but just not a part of this offense, really, when you have the likes of Henry Davis, the junior tailback, not in this ball game. And now we see Cedric Williams check in as a receiver here to the near side on 3rd down and 5. They're going to let the play go, play action. Here comes the pressure, and he's going to be dropped to the backfield, and a huge hit there in the backfield. Done nicely. And getting in and making his presence felt there on the back end of that play was Russell Pape, and coming in and making that nice hit there. And we also saw Mason Pitts as well. So Pitts along with Pape. Mason Pitts delivering the sack there. And for Mason, getting an opportunity. He's another one of those guys, a senior. This is his first sack of the season as he brings down the quarterback in the backfield. And now it's going to force a 4th down punt. And Kenyon Mansky makes the grab at the 35-yard line, trying to advance it out to the 40, bounces it outside of the numbers on the Westlake side of the field, and he'll be dropped there just inside the 45-yard line. So we said Akins needed to try to move the ball forward. They did so on the first play, but unable to recoup that gain, if you will, and try to move the chains. So it's another 3 and out for the Westlake defense, and Mason Pitts really the star of that series. We mentioned there's been really 1 star per series, whether it be Carson Spencer's interception or Michael Barton's 3 tackles in a row, including a sack. But here it's Mason Pitts' sack of Jared Lloyd that really flips the field for Westlake, and now we get an opportunity to see some of the reserve players here for the Westlake Chaparrals. Rollins, the quarterback. It'll be a handoff here to the near side, racing here to the near side along the 45-yard line, and a huge hit on Alex Chavez, and coming up and making that spectacular hit for the Eagles defensively was Teddy Lowry, and Lowry just coming up and laying the boom on Chavez. Chavez dropped just behind the line of, or just right around the 45-yard line.
And a heck of a play there by Lowry. You wonder where that's been for this Akins defense. He's a guy that's listed as a 2nd-string player. Certainly has a lot of explosiveness.
And the handoff will go to Condos. Condos running right, still on his feet as he crosses into Akins territory inside the 45-yard line down to the 44. It's an 11-yard pickup for Elliot Condos, and he checks out. And just a little 1st down run, no big deal. Head to the sideline for Elliot Condos.
Yeah, we mentioned it multiple times in the first half, just the way he runs, and you see it again. It's just a pleasure to watch him run. Just that tough style of running. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but he certainly has a fierce running style.
And we're seeing a lot of the opportunity there on the offensive line and blocking downfield there. You see big number 61 getting an opportunity to check into the ball game for the Westlake Chaparrals. And Chad Vanderhaag getting an opportunity there. As you saw, he was just looking for somebody to block at the end of that Keith Carter run. Keith Carter, again, just high-stepping his way inside the 35-yard line down to the 34. And when you come up with nobody to block, that means everybody's doing their job along that offensive line, and the receiving corps doing a great job of blocking downfield. A 9-yard pickup for Keith Carter, 2nd down and 1, 3 wide receivers in the formation, and the handoff's going to go straight up the gut. It's a first down run here as Alex Chavez comes out of the bottom of the pile inside the 28-yard line down to the 27. So we'll be 1st down and 10 Westlake as they continue to drive towards the red zone here. And that 1st down run brought to you by the Salon at the Domain. Salon at the Domain, all about relationships. They know that your hair is your calling card, and their promise is simple. You'll never have a bad hair day at the Salon at the Domain. Find them on Facebook and like them now at the Salon at the Domain, located next to Dillard's in the Domain Shopping Center. On 1st down and 10 here, Rawlings with the handoff. And Ben Slaughter unable to get back to the original line of scrimmage, and he is stopped in the backfield just behind the 31-yard line. And a nice play defensively there for the Akins Eagles as Cruz Gondanez got in there and laid the pop on Slaughter. And the ball back to the 31-yard line, and a loss of 3 on the play. It'll set up 2nd down and 13. 7 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. It's Westlake's first opportunity on offense, and now bouncing here to the near side is Keith Carter. Carter in front of the Akins bench, bounces it outside the numbers and inside the 20-yard line. They are in the red zone, are the Chaparrals, and they pick up yardage down to the 22-yard line. It's a nice gain there and a 1st down run for Keith Carter. And just like you said, John, the clock is rolling here in the 2nd half.
Yeah, Westlake got away with a little bit of a false start on that play. We talked about in the first half needing to clean up those penalties. We also talked about the Westlake defense playing well. One stat to illustrate both points is Westlake had more penalty yardage in the first half than Akins did total yards on offense.
Rawlings with the shotgun snap, the handoff straight up the gut to Elliot Condos. Condos inside the 10-yard line, down to the 7. Let's go down to the sidelines at Abe Garcia.
Joe, a couple of things. I talked to Coach Allen before the start of the second half. We talked about a little bit of the running clock, if they were going to have it. It looks like the Westlake is doing a good job of running the clock themselves and keeping it out of the hands of the referees. On the injury front, for Westlake, Will Copa, offensive lineman, is out for the game. Nothing serious, just an ankle. And for Akins, Alec Capel, he does have an ACL.
Yeah, that's unfortunate to hear, as we saw that in the first half on first down and goal from the 7-yard line. Straight up the gut, and Sean Rawlings is into the end zone. And just like that, Rawlings, we hadn't seen him run the football the entire drive. He's been in charge of just handing that ball off and running that zone read to a T. But now, as the quarterback, Sean Rawlings just says, guys, I got this, and it's good from 7 yards out, and a touchdown for Westlake here on their first drive of the third quarter.
And we've seen Sean Rawlings do that so many times this season, but it's nice to see some different bodies, some different numbers on the offensive front, and also the receivers as Michael Barden puts through the PAT, but a great drive there by Westlake to open the third.
We'll pause 60 seconds here, 5:25 remaining in the third quarter. It is Westlake 54, Akins nothing. Live from Berger Stadium, this is Westlake football.
For 102 years, the Coverts have set the standard for car dealers in Central Texas. Hi, I'm Jenny Covert, and your parents, grandparents, and even some of your great-grandparents have shopped with my family. Our service, our inventory, and of course, our low Covert price are the reasons over 1 million customers come back again and again. We want to be your car dealer. Let us prove it. Covert Auto Group, Austin, Bastrop, and Hutto.
The Steam Team, your #1 choice for cleaning residential and commercial carpet, tile, and wood flooring, upholstery, air ducts, and more, including 24-hour emergency water and fire damage restoration. The Steam Team is an Austin original, locally owned and operated since 1983. All employees are trained and certified by the Institute of Inspection, Cleaning, and Restoration. We guarantee our services and will do whatever it takes to please our customers. Call 451-TEAM or online at thesteamteam.com.
And we welcome you back to live coverage here, live from Berger Stadium in Southwest Austin. An 8-play, 56-yard drive, took 4 minutes and 20 seconds off the clock. A 7-yard touchdown run by Sean Rawlings to cap the drive. Point after touchdown was good. A 54-0 lead here for the Westlake Chaparrals. And kicking it off is Michael Barden, and Barden drills it out of the back of the end zone for the touchback. So it was 3 and out for the Chaparral defense here on the Eagles offensive series leading off the second half, John. And they pick up right where they left off, no matter who's in the game. And we still see the starting safeties, John Dodd and Jack Meredith, in there, a smattering of starters. But we have to remember a lot of these guys have started. They've backed up. They've started again. They've backed up. So, again, you'll hear a lot of familiar names on defense here as we get a good look at Dalton Brown as an outside linebacker coming up along the 4-man front here. And a handoff goes to the running back, Cedric Williams. And Williams just wrapped up as he falls forward at the 25-yard line out to the 26. It looks like the nose of the football there at the 27 as Williams picks up a couple of yards. And it will be second down here for the Akins Eagles. Dalton Brown on the stop.
The down marker showing 4th down, but we know that's not correct as it's just second down as they fix it. But this Westlake defense, as you mentioned, some of the reserves in there, good to get them in there. And we are still seeing the starters in the secondary.
54-0 lead for Westlake here in the third quarter. Again, just a power eye look in the backfield here, and just an ISO one-on-one play. Getting an opportunity to pick the ball off was Derek Cohen. He comes down with the football, and Derek Cohen has come away with the interception. I thought momentarily he might not have had control coming down to the 49-yard line, but Derek Cohen turns the ball over for the Westlake Chaparrals as he grabs his interception here on the night. And it'll be the second interception. Carson Spencer has the first one, and Derek Cohen has the second. We saw his brother Alec Cohen get a sack earlier in the first half, but now it's Derek Cohen says, wait a minute, little brother, I can do one better than that. I can actually pick off the quarterback, and it's Westlake football at the Akins 49-yard line.
Yeah, and tight end Rakeem Jackson, we've talked about him at 6'1" or 6'2". He's really the best athlete on this Akins offense. They've been shadowing him all night and doing a good job of preventing those deep balls.
A high snap, but it's handled nicely by Rawlings. Handoff to Chavez as he tries to spin out of a tackle at the 50-yard line, but he goes backwards. Vega coming up as he made the initial cleanup hit there on the far side. Just a nice job defensively there for the Akins Eagles, and it looked like Christopher Talbot Richette in there as the defensive lineman, trying to just bottle up that right side, not allowing Chavez to get to the outside. And it's a loss of 2 yards on the play, and it'll be 2nd down and 12. Keith Carter along with, in the backfield there, 2 wide receivers here to the near side left, or wide side of the field, excuse me. The handoff will go to Carter. Carter right up the seam inside the 45-yard line, on his feet down to the 40, and it'll be brought down there. Vega there on the stop again. Cedric Williams playing both ways as a linebacker. He's in there as well on the hit on Carter. Carter's just not going down as Williams able to tie him up at the 39-yard line. It's a 1st down run for Keith Carter, who continues his onslaught. Keith Carter well into the triple digits rushing on the night, as he already has 2 touchdown scores.
And Grayson Cook, the senior running back, getting a chance now to occupy the position that would normally be occupied by Chris Canner, that H-back, fullback position.
Also see Kristen Bartley along with Brendan Cox in the formation as well. High snap to Rawlings, handoff straight up the gut. This time it's Elliot Condos. Condos inside the 35 down to the 30-yard line, and he just rumbles his way down to the 27-yard line. And Condos just taking everybody with him as he possibly can. Teddy Lowry on the back end making the stop, but it is all Elliot Condos as he picks up the 1st down. A nice run there for number 31 as he is in for small bits and pieces. Condos, you remember, had those issues with concussion-like symptoms that really kept him out of the first half of the season, or I should say the first quarter of the season, but you can see now bits and pieces and just how valuable he is as a tough runner inside. On 1st down and 10 from the Akins 27-yard line, 2 wide receivers here to the near side on the Akins side of the field. And the handoff will go straight up the gut inside the 25-yard line down to the 24. And it's Alex Chavez coming out of the bottom of the pile with that carry. You mentioned Grayson Cook. He's an addition that Chris Canner will, gladly tutor along the way. As really Canner has taken the role of halfback from last year into this year. And he knows now, but because of the quarterback's position and Jordan Sievert, and because of all the elements on offense, both in the backfield and in the receiver core, that he's going to have some opportunities to get loose because there's just too many people to atone for on the defensive side of the ball for Westlake's offense. Zone read play here now, spinning his way out of 1 tackle. Rawlings able to get away on the initial hit on the near side defensively for the Akins Eagles. And for Akins, it was a nice job there by Alonzo Silva. He made the hit. Rawlings tried to spin out of the tackle, and Silva able to just wrestle him down at the 22-yard line. So it will be 3rd down and 5 here for Westlake, and a nice play by Silva, who jogs off the field.
Yeah, Silva a little shaken up after that play, but a nice job there on the much speedier Sean Rawlings. A good job to bring him down.
So it'll be on the hash mark closest to the Akins bench here, is just outside the red zone on 3rd down and 5. Clock moving inside 10 seconds here in the 3rd quarter. 3 wide receivers in the formation here. And Rawlings will keep it straight up the gut inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line. He picks up the 1st down, does Sean, and refuses to go down. And he's finally brought down after the whistles have blown. But Alvarez on the stop there as his forward progress takes him well inside the 15-yard line, down to about the 13.5-yard line.
There's going to be an illegal shift on one of the Westlake wide receivers, so it'll back him up 5 yards as we reach the end of the 3rd quarter.
That'll do it, so we'll see what the penalty is all about here. No doubt John Nidell is right. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. Westlake 54, Akins nothing after 3 quarters of play. This is Westlake football.
One of those games looming on the schedule, coming off of that non-district schedule. That was going to be a tough start in district play. They're going to be one of the teams at the end of this run that are fighting for a playoff spot, and well coached, and a lot of players, and pretty deep roster. So we knew going in we had our hands full, and so to come out of there with a win and to play well like we did in the second half was very rewarding, and it's exactly the medicine that we needed to get some momentum.
This winter, prepare to be amazed as Elisa's Dance Academy and the Westlake Symphonic Orchestra come together to perform a variety of holiday favorites. For the 8th year, audiences will be astounded by concert-quality music and dramatic visual effects in a stunning production perfect for all ages. Join us December 6th, 7th, and 8th as the Westlake Technical Entertainment Crew and Lexus of Austin present the Nutcracker Spectacular.
And we welcome you back to Tony Berger Stadium. Not too many people left to watch this one, but we're getting an opportunity to see a lot of the roster here tonight. Everybody getting an opportunity to play as Westlake will come out of the quarter break. They do have a third down conversion here to process. It will be 3rd down and 10 after the penalty. It'll back them up 10 yards, and it will be 3rd down and 10 from the 27-yard line. And just a toss sweep here to Alex Chavez. Chavez trying to get out in front of the lead blocker there is actually Sean Rawlings trying to throw that blocks to free Alex Chavez. And Chavez just coming around the right end there. And he is dropped. It'll be well shy of the 1st down. And with that, the Westlake Chaparrals outside of the interception, John, that'll be the first time the Akins defense has turned them away in the 2nd half, and only the 2nd time tonight. After the interception, of course, Westlake forced Akins to go on a 3-and-out, and Westlake got the ball right back and scored, but this is the first time that the ball will actually change hands, and that will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. So it was an untimed snap there with a penalty with 1 second on the clock in the 3rd quarter. And
you don't do after.
No, you don't.
Quarter,
and that's exactly why I don't understand why you're looking at me with a puzzled look. I'm puzzled.
Into 1st half and into the game.
Yeah, and that's the only time you could do it. Not too sure why they actually allowed Westlake to even run that play. The clock read zero, but once again, the officials probably in a bit of a daze as most everybody here is. 54 points went up on the board pretty quickly for the Westlake Chaparrals. 47 of those in the 1st half. They took their first possession of the 3rd quarter, the length of the field, and took 4.5 minutes off the clock to do so. So it will be a 4th down play here, and this will be the first play of the 4th quarter, and it will be a 40-yard field goal try for Michael Barden. And for Barden, he's 3 of 7 on field goals, made one last week against Bowie in the rain. And here from 40 yards out, the snap is down, the kick is up, and that kick is hooking well left, and it will be no good. So unfortunate there for Michael Barden, as it's rare that he gets an opportunity to really practice his field goals live in a game situation. And from 40 yards out, we know that he definitely has the leg, but that time the ball just hooking to the left, and it's no good on the field goal try, and it will be Akins football. So I mentioned that the defense stepping up and turning Westlake away for the Akins Eagles. They do so on an interception in the 1st half, and now they do so on a missed field goal try. Those are the only 2 times that the Westlake offense has been turned away from putting points on the board. 54-0 here. Under center is Jared Lloyd. Lloyd with 3 backs in the backfield, a receiver here to the far side or in front of the Westlake bench, and Cedric Williams gets the call and coming in and making the pop defensively for the Westlake Chaparrals, and getting into the mix of it is Andrew Zucker.
And during the last timeout, when the referee was making his illegal shift call against Westlake, he made a motion to the clock operator that seemed to indicate to have a running clock here in the 4th quarter. As we saw before that 1st down play, the game clock was set in motion, so it looks like this 4th quarter will be an abbreviated one.
Again, 3 backs in the backfield for the Akins Eagles. The handoff will go to the deep set back here. That's Cedric Williams coming here to the near side. And Williams getting positive yardage as he bounces it outside the 25-yard line out to the 27. Gain of 4 yards on the play, so it will be a 3rd and manageable here. And right now, you'd just like to see Akins get a 1st down. No 1st downs tonight for the Akins Eagles as they have been turned away. Actually, check that, 1 1st down. But you'd like to see them just muster some kind of effort here. And on the opposite side of the spectrum, some of these gentlemen that don't get an opportunity to play very often. Take a look at guys like Hunter Litteral and Carson Spencer. Of course, we get to see him quite a bit. The sophomore Daniel Aidman there on right end. Russell Pape playing as well on the defensive side of the ball. on 3rd down and 6. Same formation with 3 backs, now throwing to the right side of the field and making the grab over Ashton Drenner. And off to the races is the receiver inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line, and making the grab is Teddy Lowry. Lowry, the star on defense. That time he is good for the touchdown, and Akins gets on the board for the first time tonight. And their first touchdown in district play. And it's a big one. A 73-yard reception for Teddy Lowry as he gets behind Drenner, and Lowry is off to the races for the touchdown.
Yeah, I knew my eyes were not deceiving me when he made that play on defense last quarter. I thought that, there's a bit of explosiveness in that player that we have not seen on this Akins team tonight, and he showed right there that he is one of the premier athletes on this Akins team.
And for Luna, the snap's down, the kick is up, and Featherstone with the hold, and that kick is good with 9:37 to play in the ball game and the clock running. It's Westlake 54, Akins 7. This is Westlake football.
On game days, you see me running out here with close to 100 other people. It's a team effort. It takes all of us to make UT football a success. It's a lot like you and your finances. You need to surround yourself with the best people in the business. That's where University Federal Credit Union comes in. The UFCU team works hard to make sure your financial game plan is always in shape. University of Texas Athletics and University Federal. So close, we share the same name.
And we welcome you back to a stunned Westlake sideline here as Akins puts points on the board courtesy of a 73-yard touchdown pass from Jared Lloyd, his second of the season and the first of the season for Teddy Lowry as he grabs it and runs with it. It was more about yak yards after the catch, but 73 yards and a big score for Akins here. Their first score in district play in 2012 and their first score against Westlake going back to that 70-0 drubbing at the hands of the Chaparrals a year ago. And now getting an opportunity to return the ball for the Westlake Chaparrals will be Bennett Huddleston, and Huddleston with a scare there as he watched the ball go into his hands and then out of his hands and advances the ball up to the 20-yard line. Looks like they're going to mark him out of bounds just shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line.
If you're Humberto Garza of Akins, the head coach for Akins, you got to be thinking at halftime and telling your kids, let's just go out, play as hard as we can in the second half and see what happens. Let's see if we can go out and win the second half. That's all we can do right now. And right now you look at the scoreboard, 7-7 so far in the second half, early in the fourth quarter. So good effort so far by Akins and a great play right there to just, give some confidence to this Akins team.
It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Westlake Chaparrals as they try to run the ball here. And straight up the gut goes Rawlings. Rawlings into the clear, bounces it outside at the 50-yard line, inside the 40, down to the 30. Only has one man to beat. To the 20, to the 10, to the 5. Taking it to the house is Sean Rawlings. Touchdown, Westlake. Wow, what a run there. An 82-yard run by Sean Rawlings. So one big explosive play for Akins, and Rawlings roars right back for 82 big yards and a touchdown. It's now 13-7 in the fourth quarter with a point after touchdown coming, as that's one way to grab the fourth quarter lead right back as Rawlings is off to the races and scores for Westlake.
Well, we've talked about the speed of Sean Rawlings, and now over 100 yards on the night, a couple of touchdown runs, a couple of explosive touchdown runs, and Sean Rawlings proving he really is an asset to this Westlake offense as Michael Barden puts through the PAT.
And it is good with 8:12 to play and the clock moving. It is Westlake 61, Akins 7. Live from Berger Stadium, this is Westlake football.
At the Vince Young Steakhouse, we take pride that we are 100% locally owned and operated. Every recipe and dish is prepared from scratch with seasonal and local ingredients, ensuring great taste and consistent quality. So whether you're wanting a fine dining experience for 2 or a private dining room for 20, the Vince Young Steakhouse is the perfect place for your next night out. Conveniently located in the heart of downtown at 3rd and San Jacinto. Call 45-STEAK for reservations or visit us online at vinceyoungsteakhouse.com. Vince Young Steakhouse, different from the herd.
And we welcome you back. I'm not sure if it was that ball, but it was certainly one of them, as a one-play, 82-yard drive, answering the 73-yard touchdown strike from Jared Lloyd to Teddy Lowry to get Akins on the board here in the fourth quarter. Westlake answers with an 82-yard touchdown run by Sean Rawlings, his second of the night. And Rawlings doing the job there, is answering right back with that touchdown run. Barden to kick it off, and Ryan Medrano's going to watch it bounce in the end zone for the touchback. Let's go down to the sidelines at Abe Garcia.
Really impressed with Sean Rawlings' play. You know, he does play usually with the first team, he switches back and forth with Jordan Sievert. That play, he hits the hole outside, and I'll tell you what, he's got really great speed.
He really does, and that's one thing that's kind of alarming. You think of, yes, a 5'10 quarterback, and you don't have to think back very far to Louis Gilbo, but I think there's a different dynamic that he brings to the football team than even Louis Gilbo does, is that he is able to sit back and wait for the play to come. And I think we'll have an opportunity to make that point after this play, as Lloyd's under center again, this time the handoff. And wow, what a hit in the backfield. Just a huge pop by the sophomore, Daniel Aidman. He wasted no time and just drilling the running back to the turf there. A nice play. And we talked about what Daniel Aidman has been able to do in such a young career here as a sophomore. But against Temple, he had the blocked punt. And now just a big play in the backfield here, as it's a loss back to the 21-yard line, a 4-yard loss. It'll be second down and 14 as Aidman lays the pop in the backfield. Second down and 14, Lloyd under center, now rolling right, looking, and now firing here to the near side of the field. And the pass is complete, and complete to the fullback for the Akins offense, and that's Ronald Tate. Tate with 22 carries coming into the night's ball game with 115 yards on the ground. So again, a good runner there, but this time he makes his first reception of the season, able to pick up a majority of those yards lost, set up a 3rd down and 4 as he picks up 10 yards after that catch.
You talk about Daniel Aidman being just a sophomore. You got to feel really good about the future of this Westlake defense. You look at Aidman, and then obviously the starters at linebacker, Brecken Hager and Hudson Hall, just sophomores. Some really good players on this Westlake defense.
On 3rd down and 4, and the handoff goes into the backfield, and it's Ryan Medrano, and Medrano is drilled at the 30-yard line, a loss of 1 on the play. And Medrano's slow to get up there off the ground, so it will be 4th down. And Dalton Brown on the stop as Brown's coming in. Clock moving here at just over 6 minutes to play in the fourth quarter with a 61-7 lead as the clock continues to move here for Westlake. So again, the only bright spot for Akins, that 73-yard bomb to Teddy Lowry from Jared Lloyd. Luna on for the punt. We do have 2 young men back deep to receive, and this snap goes over the head of Luna. Luna's going to try to get rid of it. He tries to punt it away. The ball is still loose at the 11-yard line, still loose at the 15-yard line as it kicks away out of bounds, and this will be Westlake football once again. The special teams unit for the Akins Eagles betraying them, and it will be 1st down Westlake at the Akins 22, make that the 17-yard line. And once again, John, it didn't take long, just the low snap. Luna could not hang on to it, tried to get it away, whiffed on the kick, and it was unfortunately pushed out of bounds here for the Akins Eagles, and it will be Westlake football. As everybody trying to dive on it there, and for the Westlake Chaparrals, it looked like Andrew Zucker was the last man that could have had an opportunity to get that football. And now we see the offense jog onto the field for the Westlake Chaparrals. It'll be 1st down and 10 from the Akins 17-yard line.
And that won't go down in the book as a turnover, but just chalk that up again. That's Chalk it up as a turnover to the special teams. That would be the 4th one of the night for this Akins special teams unit.
Back on either side of Rawlings, and Rawlings running the zone read. Handoff goes up the middle to Chavez. Chavez churning his feet at the 12, down to the 10-yard line and trying to move his feet inside the 10, down to the 9. And it looks like he's going to pick up 8 yards on the carry. And Alex Chavez, there's a guy that you would really like to see as he came out really and put an exclamation point on his start to the 2012 season with a fantastic game against Cedar Park, but then that ailing hamstring got the better of him in the next 3 ball games, and we've seen bits and pieces of Alex Chavez of old come back into the forefront here, and for his efforts, you'd just like to see Alex Chavez get his 2nd touchdown of the season on 2nd down and 3. First down marker just inside the 7-yard line. And now with a handoff straight up the gut, bouncing off one tackler is Keith Carter. Carter trying for a trifecta tonight, but he's dropped at the 2-yard line. But Carter does pick up the first down, and it will be 1st and goal for Westlake. As Carter getting congratulated there, Josh Latham just basically saying, okay, man, you tried to get into the end zone. Now it's going to be somebody else's turn. But a good block up front. You really saw the offensive line step in. Garrett Willis kind of leading the way. And you saw Chad Vonderau as well, just kind of searching for the block there, waiting for the defense, and good patient running there by Keith Carter. On 1st and goal, flags will fly from the 2-yard line, and this one will not even get off. And it looked like possibly the Rawlings was going to unleash a pass here, but it will be a false start against Westlake, and it will be a 5-yard penalty. So it'll go back to the 7-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal from there, John.
And you talked about Alex Chavez earlier getting banged up kind of after that first game. Going into that first game, you had Chris Canner, Keith Carter. They were banged up and couldn't go, so they were able to come back. And now really for the first time, we're seeing this entire Westlake backfield healthy as a unit for the first time this season. And that's going to be something that's really an asset as we continue on through district play and onto the playoffs, be able to roll in those fresh legs. And we've seen it all night tonight with Condos and Carter and Canner and Chavez and Slaughter. Slaughter is really the only guy who has not been bitten by the injury bug so far this season.
And the handoff will go to Slaughter. Slaughter straight up the gut into the goal line. Touchdown Westlake. And I just said it, John. It'd be nice to see Alex Chavez get an opportunity. We saw him successful early on, the injury, and of course, he's battled his way back, rehabbed it well, and just good power running following those offensive linemen. Russell Pape laying a block there at the end of the play. Chad Vonderau laying a block to get him to the end zone. And Alex Chavez has his touchdown run tonight. And he is in the stat sheets there on the scoring side. And Michael Barton on for the extra point. Out of the hold of Rawlings, the snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 2:34 to play in the ball game, it is Westlake 67, Akins 7. Actually, check that. It's Westlake 68, Akins 7. Live from Berger, it is Westlake football.
At age 40, attorney and Marine Corps reservist David Little was the picture of health until the left side of his body went completely numb.
We were on the phone while he was driving home when he suddenly stopped talking.
My dad had a stroke when he was driving me home.
I'm just really glad he ended up at St. David's, South Austin.
St. David's, South Austin saved my life.
Do you know what to do in an emergency? Visit stdavids.com to learn more.
Bedbugs can invade your home via unexpected places, like from a college dorm room or a family trip. Bedbugs are hard to detect and almost impossible for a homeowner to get rid of themselves. ABC's heat remediation process is the most effective non-chemical treatment available. Heat gets rid of bedbugs in a matter of hours with no damage to household contents. With a single treatment, rooms can return to normal use free of bedbugs. For bedbug problems, call ABC Home and Commercial Services, specialists for your environment.
And we welcome you back to live coverage of Westlake football as Michael Barton gets the ensuing kickoff up underway. It's a short kickoff. It'll be handled at the 12-yard line by Akins. Featherstone coming here to the near side at the 20-yard line, and he's dragged by Josh Latham out of bounds. And a nice play there on special teams by Latham. A 3-play, 17-yard drive, a 7-yard touchdown run by Alex Chavez. Your Shalon at the Domain scoring drive there with the drive capper of the 7-yard touchdown run by Chavez. His second on the season, his first of the night. 68-7, your lead. Let's go down to the sidelines and Abe Garcia. Abe.
Joe, you talked about earlier about getting Alex Chavez in, the stats book. Everybody, even though they won't get in the stats book, everybody's contributing tonight. One good thing to see Coach Holland emptying his bench.
No doubt, Abe Garcia down on the sidelines, and we'll see a different quarterback here. It's Medrano, and wow, what a play there by Alec Cohen. Just the handoff to Featherstone. Featherstone trying to come right down the line of scrimmage. And once again, that slot receiver handoff. They've used it a number of times tonight, but that time Alec Cohen not fooled at all, and Cohen has the big hit on Featherstone back to the 18-yard line. Wow, what a play by Alec Cohen.
Yeah, that was a great play. I'm not sure what that graphic was with him catching a flamingo, but
well, he's artistic.
What a great hit there by Cohen in the backfield.
And nothing artistic about this. This is just smash mouth football. You've got the ball, and I'm going to hit you, and that's exactly what Alex said there. As Cohen has his second play, now just a mistimed snap. It goes off the face mask of Medrano, and it's recovered by Westlake. And getting his opportunity there for the Chaparrals. Sometimes you think things are going to happen, and lightning is going to strike there. And Hunter Littoral actually has the opportunity to be Johnny on the spot and recover the football. And that's why guys like Hunter have the ability to come in and make plays, because they go hard every single day at practice. They are practicing just as hard as the starters and even some of the reserves that we see come in the ball game on substitutions and line changes, if you will. But that's exactly why you have to play the game straightforward and stay healthy, as that time Hunter comes up with the fumble recovery, and it goes off the face mask on a mistimed snap from the Akins offense. And now Westlake with the football yet again, given to them by the Akins Eagles, but with only 1 minute remaining, looks like Rawlings is going to stay on the field, and he'll take a knee, and this one will be over. As a courtesy to both ball clubs, we will interview Darren Allman very, very quickly, and not only to both ball clubs, but to the television crew as well. As John, it's Thursday night football, and it's technically a school night.
That's right.
It's a school night for you and me too. We have to get up and go to work tomorrow as well, so we will do everybody a favor and not have a long post-game opportunity here for you. But with 30 seconds, it looks like on second down, it'll take one more kneel from Sean Rawlings, and that will do it for the Westlake Chaparrals, as they even their record at 3-3 after 6 games. Their district 15-5A record goes to 2-0. 38 points to just 7 of Bowie, 68 points as they score 30 more, and more importantly, win the fourth quarter, John. We saw an 82-yard touchdown run by Sean Rawlings, and when you see plays like that, and it's important to note that Westlake did not attempt one single pass in the second half. They ran the ball on all of their possessions, only turned away once. They tried a 40-yard field goal by Michael Barden that missed to the left, and that was the only time the offense was turned away in the second half. And really, when you look right down to it, the entire roster got an opportunity to play tonight. A fumble recovery there late by Hunter Littoral that gave them the opportunity to get in victory formation and in the ball game. Your final score, Westlake 68, Akins 7. They come close to matching last year's point total of 70, but they give up 7 on the long touchdown pass from Jared Lloyd to Teddy Lowry, and it happened in the fourth quarter. And 73 yards of celebration, at least, while it was few and far between, and never really an opportunity for Akins to get anything going here with the gifts given to them on special teams in the first quarter, courtesy of 3 turnovers on ensuing kickoffs that set up 21 points for Westlake. We're live from the USCU broadcast booth. We'll take a quick timeout and come back with the thoughts of head coach of Westlake football, Darren Allman, after this. This is Westlake football.
At the Vince Young Steakhouse, we take pride that we are 100% locally owned and operated. Every recipe and dish is prepared from scratch with seasonal and local ingredients, ensuring great taste and consistent quality. So whether you're wanting a fine dining experience for 2 or a private dining room for 20, the Vince Young Steakhouse is the perfect place for your next night out. Conveniently located in the heart of downtown at 3rd and San Jacinto. Call 45 Steak for reservations or visit us online at vinceyoungsteakhouse.com. Vince Young Steakhouse, different from the herd.
The Westlake alma mater plays in the background as it is the soundtrack of a 68-7 victory for the Westlake Chaparrals over the Akins Eagles. Live from Burger Stadium, we welcome you back to the UFCU broadcast booth. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell, and down on the field with Darren Allman is Abe Garcia.
2-0. What can you take from this win tonight going into next week versus Anderson?
Well, it's another step. You know, we've got to take 6 of them to get to the district championship, and this was the second one. And we did what we wanted to do. We wanted to come play a complete game and play, and hope to play everyone. And those guys get in the game with high expectations and play well, and they did. So I think we've gotten better, and we'll look at the film. Hopefully we didn't get too lackadaisical there in the second half. It looked like we continued to play real hard with great technique. So that's a good sign, and a good sign of maturity of our football team to come out and play a good second half.
Thank you, Coach. See you next week. Good luck.
Abe Garcia down on the sideline with Darren Allman. We welcome you back here into the very small UFCU broadcast booth. On the road, Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell. And John, really what you take away from this is pretty simple. They improved. The Westlake Chaparrals able to take care of business tonight, and really that was the mantra, take care of business.
Yeah, and when you're playing an inferior opponent, you just got to do your business. You execute what you have to execute. And they did what they needed to do in the second half, and that's get the guys into the game, the reserves into the game, and then also no injuries, which is really the most important thing for the Westlake Chaparrals as we head on into district play, continue through district play.
Yes, indeed. Build depth. Your final score from Burger Stadium in Southwest Austin. The Westlake Chaparrals improved their overall record to 3-3 and 2-0 in District 15 5A play with a victory tonight over the Akins Eagles. Again, your final score, Westlake 68, Akins 7. From Burger Stadium in Southwest Austin, I'm Joe Taylor for John Nidell. For Brian Ferguson, our statistician, for Abe Garcia down on the sidelines of the good folks at Chaps TV, we say goodnight from Burger Stadium. Again, your final score, Westlake victorious over Akins, 68-7. We'll see you next week when Anderson comes to Chaparral Stadium. This is Westlake football.